Ready? Look at that face! One less can of hard seltzer in this world. I'm proud of myself. Hi there, Hillbilly Nation. This is American Hillbilly. Oh my goodness. I literally done it again. So I started to stream. I don't even remember which one it was one time. I started muted. I didn't know I was muted. I went through the whole intro, everything. And when I brought the first guest on, they're like, Hillbilly, you muted. Well, guess what? I thought we started the stream a while ago. So I am so sorry, guys. We have we thought we were broadcasting everything, and somebody on the panel goes, hey, it's not showing up on YouTube. Oh my goodness. I hit the live button and I don't know what happened. For some reason it did not go live. So we have a great show for you guys. We already did the first part. You guys just didn't get to see it. Oh my goodness. So we got people back here in the green room. I'm going to bring them on again this time so you guys can see them. I appreciate everybody being here. And anyway, let's bring these people on here real quick. First up, we got Pat in the bunker. How you doing, Pat?
Oh, doing pretty good. Well, hopefully we're live now. So
I think we are.
No, doing really good. And introducing tonight on Hillbilly Nation stream is daughter in the bunker, Krista Josephine.
Glad to meet you, girl.
Hi.
She's a little shy, so you'll have to forgive her a little bit. So.
Well, like we said a while ago, we know that you married up, Pat, because she's a very beautiful girl, and she, way better looking than you, brother. So.
Oh yeah, I definitely above my pay grade. Yeah, definitely for sure.
All right, well, Josephine and Pat, thank you so much for being on here. Up next, we have Unloaded Media. Rich, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Great. Well, so glad you can make it tonight. And this is kind of like Groundhog Day. We just got to do this entry all over again. Intro here.
You done forgot to hit the go live button, and we all went live except for you, apparently.
Yeah. Well, I hit the button. For some reason, it did not go live. So I don't know. But chalk that up to another one of Hillbilly's screw up.
Too much hard seltzer, man.
Yeah.
Lay off that stuff.
Well, thanks for being on tonight, Rich. Up next, we have Garage Guy 879. How you doing tonight, Mark?
Well, I'm experiencing some deja vu here. I feel like I've done this before.
All right.
Feels like we've done this already, huh?
Yeah. Well, we'll say hello to everybody, and hope everybody's having a good week. I've got no complaints. It's been a good week. Very good.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for showing up. And up next, we have Ron Wayne and Mrs. Wayne. And so, Ron, thanks for showing up tonight, buddy. Is Misty made it in there yet?
No, not yet. And hello
Still got
again.
her tied up.
Hello again to everyone. Great to see everybody in the side chat. Great to be on the panel tonight and meet these people. So, yeah, we're already having some fun. So there's no need of me saying let's have fun because, wow, Billy, that was a good one.
Yeah. Everybody else, side chat and everything, thanks for showing up. If you don't know, 15 minutes ago, I was highlighting everybody's comments, and we're just having a great show. And but we weren't live. So anyway, I want to tell you guys thank you so much for being here. Oh my goodness. Um, again, we are doing the show tonight. The reason, yeah, Ozzy says take two. All right, buddy. Yep, that's what we're doing. Take two. So the reason we're having the show tonight is Gizzard Gary and see Obi and the Gun Snob and some of those guys. They are at basically it's a gun show. It's called TriggrCon, and it's in Wichita, Kansas. So anyway, there's Gizzard. Hey. Yeah, you step out the front door, buddy. We just come in the back door. And anyway, so they're up there, and so he was not going to be doing the show tonight. And so I thought, well, doggone it, let's just jump on here for a little bit and have some fun. And I appreciate everybody jumping on. Anyway, we're not in I really don't have a big format set up or anything like we do most usually on Saturday nights, because I thought, well, we'll just jump on there for a little bit and have some fun. But I screwed up and we were wasted a good 15 minutes of this show with just by ourselves and no audience. Nobody could hear us or anything. So I apologize again, but at least this time I did not start muted, start the whole show, do all that muted. So, I mean, I am getting a little better.
Hey, it's okay. We can go a few minutes longer to make up for it,
French restaurant, Gary was out there eating snails, I guess.
Oh, man. Yeah, they're probably eating and drinking.
Oh.
Gary, did you have to put your finger up when he's taking a drink? Was that fancy?
I wonder if he's wearing a tie.
I don't know.
Oh, man, those hoity-toity French restaurants. He might have been wearing a doily for all we know.
So, like in New York, they got the French Laundry. I don't know what Canada's version of the French Laundry is, So, might be the French Laundry Closet or something. I don't know.
It's just a laundromat.
He says, yes, we had escargot, and it was good too. Man, that's awesome. Well, I hope you killed those yourself, Gary. But anyway, I just want to thank the panel for being on tonight. Thank everybody watching on the side chat and everything. This is awesome. Oh, man. We got talking a little bit before the show, and we were going to talk a little bit about trap shooting tonight. Pat said that his daughter is interested in getting into shooting some trap and stuff like that. So, Pat, has she had any experience yet, or been out to the range where, throwing some skeet up in the air or what?
Your wife. Well, I'll speak to her introduction to firearms as of now. She's been behind a 22, my lever action. She's been behind a bolt gun. She's been behind the old Mosin once. She's fired her mutant AR-15 with the 7.62 by 39 and everything,
Dang.
but she's not been behind the shotgun yet. And I'm kind of deliberating. And you guys, I'll just pass it around the horn on whether or 20 gauge, depending on the load and everything. Take all this into consideration. I started out on 12 gauge when I was probably 10 years old, lugging around a old Remington Model 11 semi-auto, And I carried that thing, and trust me, that built me up pretty quick, lugging that old girl around. Um, but I had the convenience of a semi-auto taking a bunch of that recoil out and setting. If you guys know that old setting inside there with the old copper washers and stuff, setting it up for low brass or high brass inside of that great big swinging uh, barrel. So anyway, I just wanted to pass it around the horn and what you guys thought on gauges, whether 12, 20, 16, 410, I don't care. Just give me your info and yeah, let's have fun with it.
All righty. So, Rich, we'll start with you, buddy.
Well, for trap, how tall is she? So you stayed up a second, give us an idea how tall you are, see how big you are, so we know what the. Because your dad's wanting to know what shotguns you could use. Right?
She's about 5'8", so she's a little shorter than
5'8".
me. So and she's still growing. She's only 14.
No,
So
14, 5'8". Yeah, you probably could get away with a 12 gauge semi-auto with her.
okay, well I'm definitely interested to hear what everybody has to say.
Yeah, if
All
she would have
right.
been a little bit on the
That's
shorter side, I would have said 20. But if she's that tall and she's still growing,
All right.
All righty. Well, thanks a lot there, Rich.
yeah, I mean, 14. Yeah, she's got room to grow into the shotgun too as she gets older. So
you betcha. So how about you, Mark, garage guy? What do you think about this, buddy?
Well, I never did trap shoot much. I had some neighbors that had the that machine with the arm or whatever. You pulled the cord and you sling the clays, and one of them had a double barrel 28 gauge, and I think the length on that was a pretty long barrel. I can't remember, and it was a fairly old one. Extra long barrel. I want to say maybe 30, 32-inch barrel on that thing. And skeet shooting with that was a lot of fun. You know, tried to get them to sell it to me several times. Wouldn't budge, you know. As far as I know, they still have it, but it's been a while since I've done that. 12 gauge would probably be all right, but I might start out with 20, something like it.
All righty. Well, that's a good answer too. I think. Appreciate that, Mark. So, Ron, I mean, you've talked before about our love of shotguns and trap shooting. So, what do you got to say about this, buddy?
Well, my first thought would be to go towards what she would be comfortable with. Say if she's all right with a 12, then roll with the 12. You know, like myself, even when I started learning how to trap shoot stuff like that, I was almost 6 feet tall already, but I chose a 20 gauge and stuck with that for years, just by choice though. But I mean, I still use 12 gauge here and there, but as a primary rule, I use 20. That's just my choice, you know. But now, you know, being older and stuff and getting into it heavier, I've got an over and under, you know, 12 gauge. But I don't know. I would always say whatever she would be comfortable with, what she would enjoy more, you know, because they all work differently, you know. I don't, you know, I can't make up somebody's mind for them, but, you know,
Yeah.
Comfort is key. I would say that.
yeah, that's definitely the case. I mean, whatever you're comfortable with. But the thing with these, especially the newer semi-autos, they eat a lot of that recoil from that 12 gauge.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. There's no doubt about that. Oh man, for me, the only thing I can say is from what I was brought up on. And, you know, my dad and them, like, we shot trap a lot. I mean, it was every spring, every fall deal. We had turkey shoots around here, you know, local, like one the next town over and stuff like that. And so basically, it was a 20 gauge single shot, you know, breakover. And it had of course, it was a little lighter, which I don't know, you know, that could be more recoil, but it just shouldered really good, you know, for somebody a little younger. And so basically, what my dad told me, he said, well, when you start busting birds with this and you're really comfortable with, then we'll move you up to, you know, uh, 12 gauge. And at that, it's going to be a 12 gauge pump. You know, even though I'd already knew how to shoot guns, you know, squirrel hunted, you know, and, you know, actually deer hunted and all that at that age, um, at a young age, but still, you know, he's like, you know, you're going to, you know, 20 gauge single shot and then step up to 12 gauge pump. And then, I got to, you know, after doing those and getting really, you know, decent with them, then, you know, I started being able to shoot his, you know, at the time his IFCA automatic 12 gauge. And actually, I had that shotgun and, you know, I love it real well. But yeah, defense dad says depends on the gun, like the Maverick 88. It'll kick harder than something with the wood furniture being all nylon, and that's true.
Yeah, and that's a pump gun too, so they're going to
Yeah.
kick a little harder than what a semi-auto would, just
Mm-hmm.
inherently, because they don't have the gas system. And
Yeah.
Pat, another good person for you to get in contact with on this subject would be Patriot in the Dark. His daughter, he just started her with trap, and he got her a shotgun. I forget what kind he got her, but I think it was a 12 gauge. So if you can get in touch with Patriot in the Dark and ask him some questions on that too, because I guess, or Snob. I think Snob's one daughter shot trap as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Yeah, I know Patriot and Snob pretty good, so I'll definitely have to ask them for sure because you know it's half dozen one to the other depending on what load and everything you run, semi-auto versus the double barrel. You know, so that's why I just kind of wanted to leave it open to everybody on the panel just to kind of get their thoughts on it because you know the way I was brought up on it. A lot of my grandpa's stuff that we got handed down and a lot of my dad's stuff, um, I just naturally gravitated towards the 12 gauge, which
Mm-hmm.
might not necessarily be right for my daughter, but my brother gravitated towards 20 gauge, you know, with the double barrel and the semi-auto pump, and you know, it just, you know, it's kind of half dozen one to the other. You know, it's just like it's not a one size fits all. It
Yeah.
just
The one
depends.
thing I don't recommend is a single shot 12 gauge. That was the first one I shot, and that wasn't as much fun.
Probably not. Not on your first shot.
No.
Well, I think a lot of it probably has to do with how recoil sensitive the person is, because like they can grow into that. You know, I mean, even though at a younger age, you know, one thing we don't want to do is ruin somebody if it's a first time shooter, even as an adult or,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know, a young kid. We don't want them to shoot something that has a lot of recoil, something they're not comfortable with, because that's going to turn them off. I mean, right at the start. And so
Right.
that's the reason I like with my kids. You know, I had 3 daughters. They're all grown up and married, and they got kids. But you know, I always tried to start them with the least recoil possible, on every situation. If it was just a 22 rifle, starting out, and then even when they switched over to pistol, it started out with a 22 pistol, and just let them kind of work their way up. The shotgun literally was the 410 single shot shotgun because, as we all know, like, you can shoot, I don't know, a rifle, 9 millimeter or whatever. But then even if you just grab a 410, when you shoot that, it's just a different feel. A shotgun just feels a little different than a rifle does. And so, um, that's when, we just don't want them to get the wrong feeling, and kind of get a little nervous or uncomfortable, wondering if it's going to kick or whatever. And so, that's one thing to always think about. And another thing, like for me, like when we go shooting trap, we did a lot. Most usually there's several people that show up. We run like 2 automatic throwers, and we play like the game of elimination. So like you can have like 12 shooters or whatever, 8, and anyway, some of the younger kids, like I'll take a bunch of shotguns with me, but they'll seem to like if they're shooting 12, they will seem to pick up my actually the Maverick 88 with because I have 2 barrels for it. I got I think it's a 28-inch barrel, and then like the was it 16, and they change out pretty quick. But that with the shorter barrel and stuff, even though we know as trap shooters that it's not going to reach as far, but they always seem to want to shoot that because the shoulder's good, and we'll tell them it's like it is light, so you're going to get a little bit more recoil with it, but they seem to want to shoot that. I mean, that gun hardly gets set down. It goes from kind of from one young person right to the other, because I think they can handle it. It's lighter weight. They can swing it. It's just a little more comfortable. And as we all know, I mean, like now I take my 30-inch 870 or that Ithaca, and they're fairly heavy. Even as adults, you're sitting there and you shoot several rounds, you kind of get wore out. And so I think it's just something that they're comfortable with, and let them try different stuff. I don't know. So
Well, and that I guess that's the only reason I thought of starting her off with the 12 because she's used to shooting the Mosin and she's used to shooting that 7.62 by 39. Even though they are, especially the mutant AR is semi-auto, and she could stay behind that thing all frickin' day long.
yeah,
Even with a heavier round in behind it. So I guess that's the only thing I was thinking about starting out on 12 is because that's primarily what I have.
is
But anyway,
that she's shooting off of a bench?
yeah, but she's also she started doing freestanding
Yeah.
with it too.
So
So
if the recoil is fine, I think maybe the weight and the swing, so if she can hold it up there and she's comfortable with that, like I said, I don't know the weight and the length of your 12 gauge, but I think that's a part of it too. So I would think that is whatever she's comfortable with. Um,
right.
you know,
No, I've heard a lot of good feedback from everybody tonight. So it's and that's why I wanted to send it around the horn because you know, it's always different strokes for different folks when it
Yeah.
comes to all that stuff. So, but
Yeah.
she's shot some heavier stuff and been pretty good behind it. So, but anyway, yeah, no, I'm glad for everybody's input on it for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I
One
mean-
thing you don't want to do is start her on a 10 gauge. That I do not.
10 gauge double barrel.
Good Lord.
Or an 8 gauge if you even can find one.
Yeah, big bore. Yeah. Yeah.
If you want me to send her to the hospital with a dislocated shoulder, then you've made your point.
Exactly. Now, my oldest daughter, she's late 20s, but she is fairly skinny and not real tall. And she'll go deer hunting and all that, but she couldn't handle like one of my long barreled 12 gauges. She could get it up and shoot it once or twice, but like it would be too much weight for her, you know. And so I think it depends a lot on the person. So how about you, Ron? Any more thoughts on this, buddy?
No, I kind of agree with everybody else. I'd stay away from the 8 gauge, but yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to get me killed.
Any of you guys ever fire an 8 gauge?
No.
Once,
No.
and that was enough.
No.
Yeah, it's a black powder muzzle loader.
Yeah, my cousin, his uncle is a black powder smith down there in Missouri, kind of halfway close to you there, hillbilly. And
All right.
back in the day, I don't know if he does it anymore or not, but wow, you want to talk about something nasty?
Mm-hmm.
Holy
Yeah, those were the
cow.
original coach guns that they carried on the stages.
Oh yeah.
And then they moved to 10 gauge when they came out with self-contained cartridges, and eventually down to 12.
There you
When
go.
basically when smokeless powder came about, is when they would start using the 12 gauges, because at that point the 12 gauge caught up in power to the 10 gauge.
Yeah, Defense Dad said Pat buy her a 1301 Beretta.
Wow, that's a pretty
Well,
expensive first gun.
Well, heck, you might as well go Benelli, or just get her a Purdy. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
They'll run under Purdy.
Rich, no more input. Rich, no more input. Stop right now.
Hey man, not only would
She's
the
on her
Purdy be
phone
a
right
great
now,
shot,
googling,
No.
Benelli
be
and
a
all
great
these.
starter
Like, oh, yeah.
shotgun, man, but she could also use it as a fashion statement.
Well,
Got to accessorize. I mean, come on.
so while we're talking about shotguns, I don't know what experience you guys have had, but down here we always had what we called turkey shoots. And anyway, the way they did it around here, we always had so much fun. It's always, contests. I mean, a lot of people would show up from different towns and all that. They had a couple different deals like throwing the birds, trap shooting, so there's contests on those. Most usually like so many people entered, and like you paid money, if it's $1 or whatever, $2, you paid for that and you entered, and there's like out of so many people, and then you won. Then you won basically a frozen turkey. And anyway, and so they had singles. Then like a lot of times if there's any ties, then they go to doubles, throwing double birds. And then there'd be like one class that one whole contest was all doubles. but then not to leave other people out that may not have been good shooting trap or whatever, but like as a younger kid, they had posts set up out there, and they just go out there at the little target, about yay big, and it just had like 3 circles on it, and they'd staple that to the post, and then from I don't remember how many feet away you were, and there was different classes, 410s, 20 gauge, on up to 12. But you shot at that target from that distance, and how many BBs you had inside the circles, they were all like, the outer circle was so many points, the second one, then you had the bullseye. So they'd have like, say, 5 people for that one contest, or 10 or whatever it was, and everybody took their one shot, and then each person is a new target every time. Then they would count your target, see how many BBs, holes you'd punched in it and all that, and then if you won that, then it was a frozen turkey. But my grandfather had told me once that back in the day, you actually won live turkey. So people had farms and stuff, so like you could take live turkey home, put it on your farm, you could raise it for Thanksgiving dinner, whatever the case might be. But there's always in our family, like nobody had to ever go out and buy a turkey for Thanksgiving or Christmas, because we'd always had the turkeys in the freezer from these turkey shoots. And so did anybody else experience any of that?
Yeah, that's the way it was here. I don't mean to jump in front of anybody, but when you win at a turkey shoot, you'd win an actual live turkey in a cage. I know, like I had done it a few times, and one year I actually won. I won an albino turkey. Of course, I named it Tom, and I raised it for a few years till we wound up eating it. But yeah, yeah. But now we used index cards back then. That was their rule. They'd staple an index card to a tree, and they'd count shot that way.
Well,
that was years ago.
When I was a kid, my grandfather and his friends, the organization they belonged to, they would do turkey shoots, and they would have different categories. They'd have for shotgun and rifle. So the rifle target would be like 500 yards down range, and you'd have to use like a 308 or 30-06 or something like that for that. And whoever got closest to the bullseye you didn't just get a frozen turkey, you got a whole box of fixings for your Thanksgiving dinner as well. So, like, you would have your stuffing makings and different sides and everything in a big cardboard box with the turkey.
That's nice.
Dang, that'd be sweet. Come home, say, Mom, I already got the yams, the mashed potatoes, the turkey.
Yeah, there'd be like a 10-pound bag of potatoes, the can. Sometimes they would even have fresh yams, or sweet potatoes, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, the marshmallows and all that stuff.
Well, that's literally putting dinner on the table, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, the defense dad said he tried keeping a turkey in the freezer, but he kept kicking the damn door open.
They used to raise a lot of money for charity holding those turkey shoots.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah, the ones they had around here, it was closest to the bullseye as well. And it wasn't just turkeys, they give away. It was old Virginia hams and stuff like that that had been hanging out in a building for I don't know how long. But the thing about those Virginia hams, they were so doggone salty. I couldn't eat them. I mean,
yeah, you got to rinse them before you cook them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to use that salt to cure them. They're going to hang in the smokehouse. No doubt about that.
Yeah, you get one fresh. You get one fresh done by a butcher shop. It's not the same thing as buying one in the store. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like those spiral hams already cut. Man, those are good.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Harris says he remember shooting his first turkey. The manager at Walmart did not approve of it very much.
I can see why.
Oh my god,
My mother didn't
that's
approve of me.
hilarious.
My mother didn't approve of me when I shot my first one either. It was one of her aluminum Thanksgiving decorations in the front yard. I shot it with a pellet gun.
I can see that. Yeah. Anyway, our version of the turkey shoot, kind of like what you guys were saying, was trying to go out and get one caged live. Um, a bunch of us farmers around here, uh, we'd be knocking down the first cut in the hay, and inevitably going into your first patch alfalfa or wherever, you would always scare off the hen, and she would never come back for that clutch of eggs because they'd always lay some down in a hole somewhere in an alfalfa field,
Yeah.
and you'd have to go scoop the eggs up. And for about 3 4 years straight, we raised wild turkeys. We incubated them and hatched them, and for 3 4 years we had turkeys roaming around the yard, and they were grain fed and everything. And we do a little bit of corn, Milo, and a little bit of molasses on top of that. Raise them just like chickens.
Oh man.
And man, that was good eating because that took the gaminess right out of it. And it was, oh man, you get these great big turkeys that were huge. And we have turkey all year long.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
good. And they'd hang around the yard. And we had one bull, we called him Bull. He was the perimeter checker, and he would stay fluffed out, and he would just walk around the yard and strut around. He was our guard dog. He'd come up. Somebody pulled up into the yard in the ups truck, or didn't matter, and he'd come sit there at the guys, and he'd just sit there, all fluffed up like he was about ready to attack. And as soon as they got out, he would attack. So, it was absolutely hilarious.
oh my goodness. Yeah, they say I don't know about the wild turkey, but I know like some of the farm raised turkeys. I've had a friend or two. Defense says he wants a turkey sandwich now. Dang it. They like had raised a few turkeys, kind of more for pets, but he said them things they would get so big and fat that like they can hardly even walk. Like they literally had to put them down. And but I say a lot. A wild turkey breed like that, they probably could get pretty good size and still be pretty dang strong.
Yeah, but they can on the right feed. If you don't have quite so much fat content in the feed. Old Bull, he lived for about 4 years, and I can't remember what happened to him, but man, that he would strut around, and he was kind of like that old bumper sticker. Fight me, you coward! And he just flip up and just go after people.
Oh my goodness.
Life on the farm.
Yeah.
On my mother-in-law's place, on her property, she's got like 400 and some acres. Lots of wild turkeys on her property.
Oh man. Yeah, that'd be nice.
The fence that out there talking about turkey sandwiches.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Mission Barbecue? They have a good smoked turkey sandwich.
Oh, really? No, I don't think I have.
It's a chain of barbecue restaurants. And they smoke all the stuff there in the restaurant, and their turkey sandwich is really good.
Well, that's my favorite. Like, if I was going to get turkey, I mean, I like the smoked turkey. It's just tastes pretty doggone good.
Yeah, their brisket's pretty darn good too. That brisket sandwich.
Like Dale Pogue joined us.
And surprisingly, another good barbecue place was at Busch Gardens in Williamsburg, Virginia. They got a really good smoked brisket not sandwich, it's just smoked brisket there in the amusement park.
Cool. Now, Vanessa sent out there that basically farmer raised pigs, whatever, and name them, and then the butcher, the labeling would be the name of the animal. And that's how our grandparents were. Yeah. So, like, whatever the animal, if it was named, that was what was on the label. And so, you think about it now, like, well, I mean, I don't know. It just, which I guess we've ate some chickens, that they had names. So, I mean,
Tim S. is out there talking about how they used eggs for trap. The organization my grandfather belonged to, they would do a egg shoot at around Easter. And instead of being like trap like what he was talking about, it would be a 22 competition. They would have two categories, one for rifle and one for handgun.
oh yeah,
Whoever shot the most eggs would win. You got a set time, and
well, that'd be fun.
Yeah, it would be.
Do they serve scrambled egg sandwiches there? I might think twice about buying one.
if you scrape them off the ground first, maybe.
Nice.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I'd stay away from the scrambled egg sandwiches at that place, probably.
Yeah, probably not enough to eat.
So, I don't know how many people on the panel or out in the side chat bird hunt, but is there any particular like load that you like? And I think that would be kind of different depending if you just hunting dove or pheasant. I know there's we definitely use different loads for that. But anybody got a favorite load they like to use for any certain birds?
The only thing I ever hunted bird wise was turkey, and just use a 3-inch turkey round, so out of a 12 gauge. And that was years ago. I wasn't the one that bought the ammo. I wasn't even 18 yet. So I don't remember what round it was. I just remember it was a 3-inch turkey load. And that thing kicked a good bit too, even out of a semi-auto.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll step in here on the dove. I just use the old federal cheap stuff, half brass on the dove, and got to do a little bit of that come September 1st, and got some, which was awesome. Now, if I'm hunting pheasant or grouse or quail, usually I'm using a number 6 on that, even on a half brass, just because most of the time we have dogs that run and can lock those birds up pretty tight. So you don't want 3-inch on a pheasant coming out about 5 foot out in front of your barrel.
Yeah.
It turns into pink mist and feathers. But on the turkey, I'm usually using a double op butt and aiming straight for the head on a 3-inch Magnum. And usually that's pretty good because usually most of the time we can get them called in pretty decent. And, usually we can get them down pretty good that way. Uh, and I've used everything from the English load to Federal to Remington. And I've always had pretty good luck with uh, the major name brands as far as Magnum or uh, half brass loads. So I can't complain. I've never had any just not go off. I'll put it that way. Everything's always been pretty much on target coming out of a shotgun. So don't have much complaints on that stuff as long as you're using the right load on the right target. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's my recommendation on most of the stuff, and that's what I've had the best luck with around here and where I hunt around at.
Yeah. Defense Dad says, pro tip, don't use buckshot on dove. And
Yeah,
you
there was.
tear the meat up pretty good with buckshot.
Yeah, there was one time my brother and I, we were out rabbit hunting, and we were in our teens, and we didn't see a single rabbit all day. And we came across where the PA Game Commission threw all the dead deer, on the POW, and there's those little blue birds pecking on the deer. My brother was mad. He just turned his shotgun and boom on one of those little blue birds. All you saw was little blue feathers flying everywhere.
My goodness.
He's like, I was going to shoot something today.
Yeah, Andy, 410 shells, they're hard to kind of get your hands on unless you reload them. That it kind of makes like us shooting videos, people that shoot videos. I'll use my 410 every now and then in a video, like if I'm doing something or whatever. But yeah, you don't want to use very much of it because it's hard to find them 410s. Moo. Hey, Moo. Glad to see Moo out there. He says 4 shot for ducks and turkey, 2 shot for geese, and 6 shot for pheasant. Yeah. That's pretty good numbers there. But Ron Wayne says, moo. Awesome. Yeah. Like around here, we have quail and some dove. But for us to go like pheasant hunting or like to get in a bunch of dove, either we have to go to northern Missouri or Kansas, and, because they're a lot more plentiful. And one thing people don't think about, like around here, or I mean, at least that is, you'll get, like, you might have a family farm that had really good, quail hunting over the years because, like, the family or the people that's allowed to go on there, they would not kill out the whole flock. I mean, everybody was real cautious on like what they took and to make sure there was more quail hunting. But then as time kind of progresses, you might catch a grandchild or something like that, go out with a few buddies and just wipe all the quail completely off the field, off of that place. Well, then you don't have, any quail anymore there hardly, and so that's one thing that, as hunters, you have to be really educated on, because you don't want to wipe out, the, whatever, if it's quail or, whatever in that area, because you want to leave enough for them to breed and there'll be more the next year and stuff, because a lot of times, like sometimes just the cold winter can be really rough on them. So you might lose some through a winter time, anyhow. So, that's something as a hunter that you always should always be aware of, and
Yeah, I know one place where I wouldn't mind wiping out the birds, and that's a couple streets over where you got this creek running through town, and there's a bunch of dang geese. They don't like to get out of the road.
yeah.
But I don't think they would take too kindly to us shooting those geese because it's right in the center of town.
That'd be kind of like going to the Peabody Motel there in Memphis and shooting the ducks. I don't think they would like that very well.
Our parking lot where I work, late spring, early summer, the building is right beside a river, and the geese are everywhere, and you cannot take one step just about without stepping in geese poop.
My goodness.
Yeah.
When they go, it's like a pile of dog crap laying there. It's not like other birds.
Yeah, it's all over the place. People come in, they keep saying, "What is that smell?" And I'll say, "Check the bottom of your shoe." They look down there, and sure enough, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you ain't kidding there, garage guy. You ain't kidding there.
When a goose goes to the bathroom, no joke, it looks like a dog was in the area. Ducks can be just as bad too.
Yeah. I know me talking to some friends of mine that lives in the cities, big cities, they'll talk about pigeons and stuff, and it's about, sometimes they're annoying, wish we could shoot them, whatever, and then they know that I have a gun channel and I, hunt and stuff like that. They're like, so what do you guys do about pigeons down there? I'm like, the pigeons stay away from here. I said, because, we dang sure would cook them and eat them regardless. I was like, there's no doubt about that.
When I was in my teens growing up in Pittsburgh, our next door neighbor had pigeons that got up in his roof. And he would pay my brother and I to shoot them with our air guns and kill them, and then he would clean them up. Get rid of them. And he was a sergeant in the Pittsburgh Police Department, so he's like, "You don't say anything, I won't say anything." And he'd give us like $50 a week to shoot these pigeons for him if they came back. So.
Dang. Moo's been in Peabody and Memphis. Yeah, those ducks there, man, they live better than a lot of human beings. If people don't know what I'm talking about, is there's a very old motel down there, and they have ducks like literally certain times of day. They'll bring them down from the rooftop area on the elevator. Then there's a big fountain in the lobby, and they literally have like a usher handler. I don't know what you call it, but they'll go out there. They'll come into the lobby there, and they'll get in the fountain and swim around and all that stuff. And so it's kind of a tourist deal. Yeah, Tim S says, back when he's younger, conservation tell us you're not just a hunter, you're a conservative. I can't say that word. Conservationist. Animal management is important in the area where you live. I mean, that is, most hunters, I mean, I would say a good number of them, hopefully that they realize that, and so, that's always.
Getting back to a point that you guys had brought up earlier on conservation. probably about 10, 12 years ago when all the turkeys moved in here, because we got way more turkeys now than we do like pheasant or quail, even though the quail are on the march back up now. I've seen uh, several where they've got 20 to 25 in a flock when they're just off the road and everything, just trying to calculate what's going on. But the pheasant population is still way down. I probably haven't hunted pheasant in the last 10 years. I've been quail hunting a couple times, even though, and I think Nebraska's probably got this wrong a little bit, um, as far as the pheasant count, especially. Uh, I don't go out and I don't hunt pheasant anymore. If there's if there's some good coveys of quail around and it looks like the population's strong just from going around the property and everything, yeah, I'll go hunt some quail and everything every once in a while. But man, the pheasant population's been down really bad the last 10 years, and I just can't bring myself to go out there and go shoot pheasant, even though that's probably my favorite upland game bird to shoot and eat, because we've got several recipes that my mom used to make up. We'd clean them out and everything, the breast and the legs and everything. And man, I just can't bring myself unless I hit one with a car or a truck every once in a while. Then yeah, I'm going back. I'm gonna go pick up that pheasant and I'm gonna eat it because I'm not gonna let that thing go to waste. But man, it just I guess it's all in the eye of the beholder on what you see around in your area and what you feel comfortable shooting and everything, even though maybe your game wardens or your game and parks don't have it right. Because especially the last 10 years on birds, I don't think Nebraska's got it right on those birds, because it still stayed the same from when I was a kid on bag limits and everything. It's just like, man, there isn't enough of them around anymore to go do that. And it's just I feel guilty if I go out there and I go shoot a pheasant. So I just quit 10 years ago and went on the quail. It just depends on up and down year, you know, go get some quail and do that. But man, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
because
around
I don't.
here. Good, Pat. What were you gonna say,
Oh,
Pat?
go ahead. Oh, go ahead,
Oh,
Rich. I'm done. Go.
I was gonna say around here, occasionally you'll see a pheasant, but mostly what you'll see is dove and turkey.
Grouse is our bird here.
Grouse.
Yep.
Okay.
More grouse than anything.
I
Well,
haven't seen a grouse since I moved from PA. To be honest, that's the last time I saw one. I haven't seen any around here.
Grouse, turkey, and bear and deer. That's about all you see.
Yeah, bear. When we lived at my wife's grandmother's house, which was basically on the same property my mother-in-law lives on, we'd have bear running through our front yard. We literally had a cat chase a bear through the yard the one day.
Yeah, that's the way it is here. It's crazy.
Big old
Okay.
black
Well,
bear.
since Ron, I'll throw the question to Ron here real quick. On the grouse, uh, how do y'all hunt the grouse up your way? Because that's actually probably one of our bigger birds now that actually has more population than pheasant out this way.
Yeah, grouse is probably the only game bird I've really hunted outside of turkey, and like I don't know the proper term, but we brush walk,
yeah.
you know, and
Yep.
kick them up that way usually.
Hmm.
Yeah, hunting those ain't much different than hunting a pheasant, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the one thing that I've noticed between the pheasant and the grouse, at least out here on the plains out this way, uh, they have a uh, century bird that sits out on a point, and the rest of the flock will be further up the point, up further on top of the hill, and that one will alert the other ones, and they'll take off
Hmm.
before you can get too close to them, unless you really get sneaky and you get the downwind on them. And that's the way it's been for years around here.
You got to
Because
take
they
out
love sitting out on points.
the point bird first, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they love sitting out on a point on a draw,
Yeah.
especially during the middle of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really weird because that point bird will cluck a couple times, then poof, probably about 50, 75 yards behind it, boom, they're gone. And you
Yeah.
don't even have a shot at them. And you got to get really sneaky on the grouse around here, aka prairie chicken. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's good eating. I do like grouse
Yeah.
too, just
Yeah,
like
I
the
have to agree
pheasant.
with
That's good eating.
That's some
Yeah,
of the
we have
best.
some game places around here. They'll have like, of course, they brought them in. No grouse, quail, pheasant, different stuff. But we're talking about hunting, so kind of just go around the horn here and like, you know, even if you might not hunt personally, hunt. If you do, that's great. But kind of what like Ron was just saying a while ago, what kind of animals are in your area. Uh, if you're hunting, like, have you done, like, did your scoping out, found your plot? Uh, and I know things are different around here. Somebody said earlier, they got their corn out or whatever for the deer. Um, Here, like, we can have corn out, but there's a certain time that it's all got to be gone, prior to, hunting season. So, kind of, we'll just start down to you, Mark, there, garage guy, and then Ron and Rich, and then back up to Pat and me. And so, you know, is there anything that in the side chat too, that what you hunt around there and in preparations and stuff like that?
Well, it's been a few years since I've been hunting myself, but the deer are thick here in this part of Virginia. I mean, it's nothing to go out here in my driveway. I got to be at work so a lot of times at 5 a.m. and they're out here in my yard, maybe a flock of about 8, 10, 12. They're all over the place. Uh, we have black bear here. Have let's see, up in the mountains there some people's left trail cameras, and they say there's no panthers around here. No, they've caught the panthers on the trail cameras,
Oh yeah.
and nobody, of course, has ever seen one in person. But we've had people brought in their trail camera to work and say, check this out. There's a panther, and that's be about 4 miles back on the other side of a mountain. And a lot of people, as far as preparations for deer season, well, they got their rifles out. They're sighting in their scopes. Lever guns, 30-30 is a big deal to a lot of them. They love deer hunting with that. As far as bear, I don't know the law here in Virginia on that, unless a bear's tearing something up or maybe getting ready to harm somebody or been killing pets, then you can put one down. But I'm not clear on the law on that. As far as I know, there's no bear season here.
All righty. All right. So how about you, Ron?
Well, my go-to hunting has always been squirrel. Ever since I was a young buck, it was squirrel. That was
Oh yeah.
I love small game hunting because you was always guaranteed something to come home with. Second down would be deer. As far as prep and stuff like that. I've never fooled with that. I've got a lot of friends. I've helped them do it, like seed plots and things, which they've all got private property. You know how that goes. But I don't have much experience at that part of it. But I'll stick with the small game is my jam. I've killed a few deer, but I always enjoyed going squirrel hunting, just the best. That always just, always fun, always guaranteed, you know. And I don't know, you've been in Virginia, garage guy. Our black bear are kind of protected around here. You like there are seasons, but you have to come in on a draw for them. I've not done it personally, but like you said, though, reiterating, if they are causing harm, we can, we can do what we have to do to protect.
Right.
But, yeah, I think we'd probably be about the same in that area.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So how about you, Rich?
Well, like the garage guy was saying, they keep saying we don't have cougar around here, and I don't mean the kind you find in bars. They say we don't have any, but I know we have them because unlike the people in his area, I have seen one with my own two eyes. We had, the big 90-gallon Rubbermaid garbage cans.
Yeah.
When we were living down up by my mother-in-law, we had two of those, and there was a cat laying across the top of the two of them.
Dang.
The only cat that's that big on North American continent, other than the jaguar, which don't live in these areas, is the cougar. So you ain't going to tell me this wasn't any house cat or anything. I know what I saw.
Yeah.
But and also, like he was saying, we also got the bear, we got deer, turkey, the occasional pheasant, squirrel, rabbit, that kind of stuff.
What state are you in?
West Virginia.
Oh, really? I'm only about an hour from Bluefield.
Oh, you know where Kaiser is, up near the Maryland border?
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Okay. All right. I'm in the southwestern part of Virginia. 20 minutes that way, North Carolina. 20 minutes that way, Tennessee. About almost an hour north, Bluefield.
So you're right down there in the lower corner.
Mm-hmm. Southwestern part.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I've met a lot of folks since I've been on YouTube and with my trading stocks and stuff that's in the Carolinas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia's, all that in that area. And always some good folk. There's no doubt about that. Every one of them I've met. And
well, I'll tell you what, Hillbilly, Bald and Curious, Val, he's in Carolinas this weekend. I sent him a text or email last week. I said, look, if you're coming back up this way, stop by and say hi, because he'd went down to Tennessee. I believe his daughter his daughter goes to University of Tennessee there at Knoxville. And I said, well, you drove right by my house to go there, Interstate 81. I said, next time you're up this way, it'd be good to meet some other YouTubers in person.
Yeah, you betcha.
Because I haven't run across any in my part of the state.
I don't know if you saw the news a few years ago. Over in Alexandria, they caught a cougar on the school playground at one of their elementary schools.
Did they run her off?
Not that kind of cougar.
Oh, okay.
The four-legged variety. The four-legged variety there, Hillbilly, not the two-legged.
Oh, I hope they ran her off. My goodness.
No, they had to tranquilize the poor cat and get it out of there before some kid got hurt. Luckily, I think it was during spring break when it happened, if I remember right. So school wasn't in session at the time.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that area is pretty much an urban area, people would think.
Yeah, that's DC metro area.
Yeah.
Who was it that was asking West Virginia? Yeah, I live in West Virginia,
Yeah,
chessboard.
that's chessboard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Boomstick said he used to live in Burlington. Yeah, I know where Burlington is. It's not that far from here.
Cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, Pat, which I think you kind of covered this a little bit earlier, part of it. So, you want to go ahead and either repeat or add to what you had said earlier?
Well, yeah, where I live here, we got a lot of deer, we got a lot of turkey, we've got some pheasant, not very much like what we're used to. Uh, Quail population is back up on the rise. A load of dove. Um, we've got coyote. Um, that's probably my most fun thing to hunt right now is uh, hunting coyote and getting them called in. Um, just because I like to keep that population down, just because
Yeah.
I'm a cattle rancher. Um, I've
I
seen,
forgot about them.
I've,
Cougar.
I,
Yeah.
yeah, and we have cougars because 10 years ago they said, or actually 20 years ago they said, oh no, we didn't release any cougars back in Nebraska, and then about 5 years later, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna start putting out a draw on cougars on the. It's like, okay, well, you guys just flat out admitted that and I literally have photos and video on my phone of the any games and park letting pairs of cougars loose on the river bottom that I live on, and it's like, no, you you guys are a bunch of lying SOBs. And I said, and I've seen five my whole lifetime. The first 2 years that they let them loose, and we've been trapped. This is the craziest part. There was one going across the train track when we were trap shooting, and he didn't give a damn. He was probably 100 yards away, and I was like, "There's a freaking cougar up on that freaking railroad track!" And they're like, everybody's like, "What?" And I was like, "Look over there!" And everybody's like, "Oh my god!" And it's nuts. And they finally had to, and I launched a formal complaint against any game and parks after that. And I said, there are cougars in this area, and I had a beef cow attacked by one because you could tell the way it was attacked on the back of its flanks, those big paws going in and sinking in, trying to grab a hold of that. And actually, it was a steer. It was only just a 500-pound steer. They were trying to go after what they could get after. They typically don't go after a full size cow, but
Yeah.
and it was all marked up, and it was had run it into the vet and everything. It lived, thankfully it did. But I said I straight up told the NE Games and Parks. I said, if I see another one of those SOBs coming around my place and it's around my herd, I said it's getting smoked. They didn't
Yeah.
have much to say on it because I've got one of those protection licenses that anything that comes in too close or anything like on crops or anything, I can smoke it. And it's
Yeah.
just like I'm not playing.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's my livelihood.
Yeah. I don't know how it is there, but I mean, unless I'm wrong, uh, here in Missouri, like where I live, like anything that is going to endanger like any type of your livestock, your pets, or persons, it's totally legal to take it out. And coyotes are, I mean, I don't have to call them. They show up. And that's one thing I can say, when, maybe, I don't know, Pat, I don't know how many people can relate with this, but when you talk about, your rifle, your pistol, your sights that you use, stuff like that, when you're in a situation that, it might be once a week, a couple times a week, once a month, or whatever, but when you have to jump out of bed in the middle of the night, in your underwear and grab a firearm and run outside and take out something like a coyote or something like that, that's probably moving more than likely, you realize what works and what don't work. I mean, that right there is, that's real life stuff right there. And, I literally have changed like what I use for that a few times over the years, to where now, I feel pretty comfortable, if I had to get up in the middle of the night and rush outside for something like that. I have something that like actually works, and that I feel comfortable with as far as the sight, the caliber, whatever. Man, around here we got black bears. We don't have a season for them. Now just cross the line down in Arkansas, there is, and I don't know if it's a draw or not. But there is places just south of me that, they do have a season for black bear. We have black bear around here. I've seen many of them. They're not much of a threat. They're most usually coming up, getting in people's trash cans, and that's about it. Cougars, man, we call them mountain lions, cougars, and all that. And I have seen a black one, which was always said to be a panther, but I think if you look up in the books or something, like panthers are not supposed to be native to this area. I don't know. But it was when I was young, and like there's a lot of people around here that had seen it. And so I don't know if it was like a mountain lion or a cougar that, how you have like an albino, maybe this one was just really dark. I don't know.
Yeah, they can be darker color, dark brown to a black color. It's extremely rare. Like albinos are rarer, but they can be that darker shade.
Yeah. Well, most of the cats I've seen around here has all been, just a lighter tan. I was fortunate enough a few times out in the deer woods to literally come really close to a mountain lion or whatever. Like we hear them a lot, if you go down by the lakes or whatever, or the creeks, and stuff. Like you'll have, and I know it's hard for people to kind of imagine sometimes, but like there'd be acres of property that might be national forest or whatever that like nobody lives on,
Mm-hmm.
and like late at night you'll be sitting there by the campfire, and when you hear one of them those cats, there's no there's no mistaking the sound that it makes.
Oh man,
It's stand the hair up on every part of your body. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
But one year, I was hunting. We were in the national forest, deep in the woods, and a big old. We have some pretty big hills up here. Nothing like Colorado, but they're pretty good size, wooded. And about halfway down this big hill, there's a cedar break down towards the bottom that opened in the big timber. And so about halfway up that hill, I had found an old tree that big tree that fell over and the roots and everything was up in the air, or up above the ground. So I thought this would be a good spot, for cover. I can see a lot of, land here and stuff, especially if something comes up out of that bottom, everything. Well, I seen what I thought actually was at first from a distance down the hill. I thought it was probably a bobcat or something like that. I knew it was a cat, but it was hard to judge the distance. I can only see a little bit of it here and there as it was going back and forth, up this hill, just kind of making a small little, trend up this hill. And of course, we got like little bitty rock bluffs and stuff like that. And so it might go out of sight for a little bit going along the bottom of those, and it'd come up. And as that thing got getting bigger, I realized it was a mountain lion or a cougar, or however you want to say it. And what really surprised me the most was the tail of that thing was every bit as big around as a pop can and long, And I mean, it was pretty crazy. And of course, as it come up through there, I had slipped over on one side of that log or that tree, I was up towards the base of it. And I had of course, it was a lever action 30-30. And so, like, I was watching it, and of course, I had the wind in my favor, and it couldn't smell me. And it just kept coming up this hill, getting closer and closer, making these paths. And, like the squirrels were out and everything is listening and looking. And anyway, it got getting within fairly uncomfortable distance from me. Of course, I was loaded up and, had it sighted in, but I'm like, I don't want this thing to get up on me too close and like spook and an attack or whatever, which I was ready to fire. But this is before we had cell phones and stuff. So I had no way of taking a picture. Back then, maybe if I had a Polaroid or something, but, it would have heard that or whatever. But it got up getting fairly close. I whistled and it stopped dead in its tracks, and it rolled its eyes. It never moved. It didn't twitch one part of its body. It just rolled its eyes back and forth looking, and I moved a little bit so it could see me. When it did, I was like, okay, he sees me. What are we going to do? I got probably one shot, before I can, load another round in this lever action. And it just kind of started backing really slow, and it never took its eyes off of me. And it just slowly started backing up. And once it backed up a little ways, it just turned and ran straight off over the hill. But I tell you what, I would have loved to had GoPro and stuff back then. Man, I mean, most of my life, the hunting experiences and all the stuff I've seen, there's just no way to document it or, on film or anything. And so, but man, we have deer around here. We have turkey. We have, of course, we got plenty of squirrels. And somebody said here a while back on the chats there that they hear the coyotes, but they don't ever see them. If you have security cameras set up outside your house, you'll be surprised how many animals actually come by your house or show up in your yard. I mean, we've had deer, we've had coyotes, turkey, you name it. Like, the only thing I've not caught on a camera is a black bear, but everything else, pretty much caught on the camera. And if it wasn't for the cameras, of course, we have TVs for monitors, we would not have known that they were outside our house that night, And so, anyway.
Yeah. Around here, coyotes are considered a varmint, and there's no hunting season for varmints. You can hunt them year round as long as it's not deer season. Deer season is the one time where they put a pause on hunting anything else. So if you want to go coyote hunting, you could do it just about year round. And I don't know if they still have it or not, but there was a bounty on them here.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, 1 year my brother-in-law and I, we paid for Christmas by coyote hunting. Go out at night with a green light to spot them, and they don't see green light as well as they do white, so that doesn't spook them.
Yeah, they had a bounty for coyote back here in Virginia, 2016, 2017, both those years, and things were thick.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah. I'm sorry, but like coyotes, I most usually take them out. And people, if they don't understand, man, they will kill your small dog. They'll kill your cats. They will kill whatever. I mean,
they're predators.
They do not care.
Yep.
One coyote is a coward. You get a pack of them together, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. I've seen, and I'll just kind of leapfrog off of what Rich said. I've seen coyotes take down 3 of them, take down a full-size buck before. I mean, you get one on the throat, you get a couple on the back legs. They're tripping that buck up, and it's done for. Even though if they can get it landed on the ground where its head can't thrash, where it's not on all 4 legs and thrashing those horns around, and it was a small buck. It wasn't no, monster 6x6 or anything. It was just a little pronghorn.
Yeah, and
just a little basket buck. But man, go ahead, Hillbilly.
I've heard, I don't know this for a fact, guys, but I've been told more than once, like if you got a dog outside, if there's a group, most of the coyotes I've seen around here has been in groups of 3. Most usually it's a male and 2 females a lot of the time.
Yep.
A lot of you can tell by their size. Like if you've been around farm animals, it don't matter if it's a chicken, whatever it is, you can most usually spot a male and a female, but they say what will happen is one will go up in the edge of the yard to entice your dog to chase it, and then it will run, so your dog chases it, and then the 3 of them or whatever, the pack gangs up on the dog. So, even if you have a good-sized dog, it's not much of a match for 3 coyotes,
Well, now that you say something like that, one of my videos, going back when I first got my AR-15, I literally got it sighted in the day before I got my new German Shepherd puppy. It was in the backyard. It was probably only 4 or 5 months old at that point in time, and she started raising hell. I mean, you could tell she was on the defense.
Yeah.
And they'd come down out of the cornfield and come down through the woods into my property, and she was raising hell and everything. And I was like, oh, that's not a sound I've heard before. So I grabbed the AR, walked out onto the back porch, and I could hear that damn dog trotting along inside, and it was fall. All the leaves were off the trees. I had literally just got home like 10 minutes from harvest, and you could hear it crashing through the leaves. I was like, okay, it's going to wind up over here. And it did. Broadside to me, lit up like a Christmas tree. Hit the sun, bang. I knew exactly where it was coming from, and I just pegged it down, and I've got the video of that one on my YouTube feed. And oh man, that was fun. Because I was like, how we doing, Bubba?
We got Bubba evidently on break. How you doing, Bubba?
Happy birthday, Bubba.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday, brother.
Hey,
Happy
bud.
birthday, Bubba.
Well, see. So I had to show this off. So I finally got to see if I can get this camera to focus on it. Finally got a watch that'll fit my wrist.
All right.
It's 13 and a half inches long, and it barely fits around my wrist.
Yeah, you took that off of some child's waistband waist, didn't you?
Yeah. It's made from a kid's belt. It's made from a kid's belt. Yeah.
You took that off a felon's ankle bracelet, didn't you?
Pretty much, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Bub, I know you ain't got much time. Unwelcome Moo, he joined up here too. I knew you ain't got much time, so we'll let you have the floor here for a minute, and hopefully you don't piss everybody off in a few minutes.
I'm good at
That's
that.
right. That's right. He will. He will. It's all right. It's all right. Let it fly, Bubba. Let it fly.
3, 2, 1.
Give it a countdown. Just mention
All right,
blog.
buddy.
It's over.
Well, like I said, we all wish you happy birthday, and
I appreciate it.
What do you got? What do you got for us this evening?
I think somebody stuck a dirty diaper in my exhaust pipes. Every once in a while, I hear my car go, brrr, and then I smell crap. Either that or somebody stuck a Glock in my exhaust. I don't know. One of the two.
Hey-oh.
I knew that was coming.
Could be worse. Could be a combination of the two.
Yeah, same difference.
It happens.
I just happened to see y'all was doing the chat. I was just like, I'll get in real quick.
Well, good to have you on, buddy. So they working you pretty hard this evening?
No, it's one of the other facilities asked for one of our guards to come over, and I'm just like, they don't ever help us when we need help. Why are we sending one of our guys? So I was like, no. And one of the guys left, which is fine because I don't really like the guy anyway, and he doesn't do his job. So, I mean, there was one less, but now I got to sit down and do the job I don't like to do, which is not walk around. I prefer walking around. But, yeah. So I got a cowboy hat, too, by the way.
Hey, there you go.
And it actually fits my head.
Oh, yeah? Awesome, man.
Yeah, it's got like chains on it, and it's got skulls wrapped around the band. Pretty cool. Feels pretty neat. So we're going to be doing a cowboy video here soon.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Well, you got a lever action now. You can use that for your cowboy video.
Yeah, as soon as I got it, I was just like, well, now I actually have something for the intro, because I did do a couple of videos of me shooting the that Rossi lever I got. So I was just like, well, now I can do an intro for it.
There you go.
There you go.
But yeah.
Awesome. Well, real quick, Mr. Bob sent me a picture here. So he sent me a pic of his first successful hunt back in 1967. So
Okay.
let's show you guys here. I actually have some internet tonight, Bubba.
Oh my goodness.
So looky here. Look at that.
Got himself a wabbit.
He's a Lashley rabbit.
That bugs ain't pulling no tricks.
Now, is that look at that diamond on the side of that gun and that scope pulled back that far? Is that a Remington nylon 66, Bob?
That's what I was thinking.
Because I literally just did a video on one today that belonged to my little brother. And it looks almost identical. I'll be darned. Yeah, that sure is what that thing looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, he says, yep, most certainly Nylon 66 still has it.
Oh my goodness. So
Nice.
Bob, I'll be putting out a video here real soon with that one, with the one I have. Actually I used it in the video I shot for CW's wife too. But you'll see on the video there, it belonged to my little brother. It's his, and he had passed away at a young age. So, yeah, that gun's like been, it's really special to me. So that's so awesome, man.
Yeah, said he was 8 years old when that was taken.
That's great.
Not bad.
Hopefully he didn't catch rabbit fever scanning that thing.
All right, guys, I got to get off here.
All right, Bubba. Well, happy
right.
birthday, buddy, and we'll see
Happy
you
birthday,
tomorrow
Bubba.
night.
See you, Bubba.
Take care.
Take
y'all.
care,
brother.
All right, have a good one. Okay, now I got to do the official intro for our panelists for Two Live Move.
Well, thanks, Pat.
What's up, man?
I've just
Not a
been
problem.
watching, listening while I was doing some chores around the house. Had to change some light bulbs and had to do a little plumbing. So,
So how many cows does it take to change a light bulb? I mean, you don't got hands, so
it takes one, but a long time.
No, you're all wrong. Too damn many.
Yeah, but enjoying the show. Thanks for filling in, Hillbilly.
Yeah, you betcha, man. I was like, doggone it, Gizzard and the gang, they're in Wichita. So I'm like, what are we gonna do on a late Friday night? So I thought, well, doggone it, we'll just have a little show and have some fun.
Yeah, I got the knife that I won from your 1,000 baby giveaway.
All right.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh man, thank you so much. Appreciate that. I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, I was showing my wife today, and she said, "Can I have that?" And I'm like, "No." and I got to tell you, Hillbilly, the green albatross that I won from you quite a while ago.
Yeah,
I was cutting some salami, and about took the tip of my thumb off with it.
Oh, no kidding.
oh,
It came from the side of my thumb and cut about 1/8 of an inch into my thumbnail from the side.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
And that dude, that thing, it took at least 2 weeks to heal up, man. It was crazy. I'm like, yep, that's sharp. I was going to send you my insurance bill, but
That is wild. So when like Christmas, our kids are grown and married, and like I said, I had 3 daughters. They're all married, so we still like, besides the regular gifts, we still like to do some stocking stuffers. Most usually some candy and just a couple gifts, here and there in them. Something small that fit in the stockings. And so last year we got all the boys, 3 son-in-laws all won. And so they're like, oh, cool. So one of them sitting over there in a little battery pack of 3 batteries that come for the light on that thing. Yeah, they got a little plastic wrap around them. So one of them had the knife open. He was trying to real carefully cut that plastic off.
Like Zelda.
And he just sliced the fire out of his finger. He goes, dang, that thing's sharp. I'm like, evidently. My goodness.
It's a Zelda reboot, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong.
Pat's got his own show going now.
Pardon?
uh-huh.
I said, Pat's got his own show going.
there we go.
Now he muted.
I muted him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a question for you guys. We were talking about cougar, panther, mountain lion, whatever you want to call them. Do you know what
Sorry.
their closest relative is?
Man, I don't know. House cat?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it would be like some kind of off the wall thing, like
No, house cat. House cat is the mountain lion's closest relative.
like one of those marsupials that gave us the Wuhan.
Here's another crazy fact for you. If a house cat were the size of a cougar, with one swipe of its paw, it could rip the head off a grizzly bear.
No
Pound
kidding.
for pound, the muscle mass on a house cat makes them the strongest cat species for their size.
I don't doubt it.
Wow.
A cat can kill me without even touching me because I'm allergic. And that's an issue when I go visit my daughter up at college. Her roommate has 2 cats. And so I sit on the couch with my elbows tucked in and my hands folded because the cats know that you're allergic. So they all come up and want to like rub on you.
Oh yeah.
And I don't mind cats. And I want to pet them, but I can't, but if I do, I got to go take a shower or something. Or else I won't be able to breathe or open my eyes for a week.
Yeah. It's funny how cats are like that. I think cats are just real butts sometimes because if somebody don't like them, they know it, and they definitely will go up and rub on them, jump on their lap or whatever. But like if there's a young kid around that wants to pet the cat just runs from them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, they definitely have, they're definitely like that.
And the weird thing was I grew up with, we had a cat. The damn cat was 19 years old when it died, but I went off to college. So I was gone for like 4 years. I rarely came home. And then all of a sudden I'm allergic. But it was weird. I was fine with cats.
Wow.
I left for 4 years, and now I'm allergic.
Well, Michael Dunn sent a picture too. Check this out. So let me see if I can.
Oh, the dog! Yeah, they're fighting.
Those are the 2 does.
Yeah, I watched a buck kick the crap out of a fawn a couple of weeks ago because it was trying to eat the same foliage in my backyard.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was crazy. He kicked it right in the head with his front leg.
Wow.
Knocked it right down. I think I might have it on video.
Yeah, man,
Nice.
those are going at it, man.
I'll tell you what, those are more aggressive than bucks half the time because you grunt in if you do like just regular buck grunt trying to get bucks in, and man, you probably have, at least around here anyway, you have 10 to 12 does run in going, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? And they start huffing and blowing and wheezing, and it's just wow.
Yeah, and you can see, the hair on their back and their sides are all messed up because they've been kicking each other all the time.
Yep. Yep. You're 100% right, Moo. It's just wow. They're more aggressive than bucks as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I don't guess they're any different than us, men and women, then, huh?
That's right. We're They're not. No offense out there, ladies. I don't want no tufted up hair on my back.
Yeah. I knew no boy at one time he'd always say, yeah, my wife's really mean to me. He said, I think I could whip her, but I know she ain't going to fight fair.
That sounds right. It sounds right.
My dad always told me there's no such thing as a fair fight in the street.
This is true.
Yeah,
Hey, and that goes for gravel road, pavement, or suburb, or it doesn't matter. As
that's
long as
those does are don't want their buck cheating on them. So. Man, that's funny.
Oh, and sorry for leaving my mic unmuted. You probably heard a bunch of Zelda music.
Yeah, I muted you there after a bit. At first, I thought you was talking to us or something. I wasn't for sure, but
Well, I had to run upstairs out of the bunker, and I was like, "Oh crap! Did I mute or not?"
Well, leaving the bunker was your first mistake.
Right? Yeah, I shouldn't leave my hive.
So it's 11:30 here. So let's go ahead and we'll stay on for a little bit longer, but let's go ahead and do this giveaway. So if you've not typed in hashtag HBN39, make sure you get that typed in. And what we're going to give away tonight is I'm going to give away another one of these little slim pocket knives. I mean, these things are just cool as can be. It's got a flip up blade there. It's got a lock on it, straight edge. The move, there you go. Got a glass breaker on one end. And these things, I don't know if you carried that in your pocket yet, Moo, but man, I love the way it carries in the pocket. It don't take up much room. All right.
It's like the same size as the CRKT CEO.
Oh yeah,
same exact size. Yeah, it's a really cool knife, man. Yeah, the same size. Nope.
Well,
there you
go. Yeah, it just I had somebody that subscribed to the channel send it to me, and they're like, "Hey, I bought this, and I love this knife, and you always do knife giveaways, so check it out. You might want to start giving it away." And so I'm like, "Oh yeah, this is cool. It's really sharp." There's Albatross, and so I carried it around for like a couple weeks. I'm like, "Man, I really like this knife," and so I just started giving them away, and the Albatross is really cool too. Throwing your range bag, or I got one in my range bag. I got one in my I had to keep a duffel bag for like hunting and stuff. I got one in there. I got one in all the consoles of our vehicles. Got one sitting here. So yeah, those are great knives too, especially if you need a flashlight or whatever and stuff on them. So awesome. Well, we got some entries coming in here. All right. So we'll give that just a minute more or so here. And we'll draw who's going to win this knife tonight. Oh, my goodness. I hope y'all are having fun. I sure am.
Talking about knives, last year, you get to see those gift packs at Walmart where you get like the 3 Kershaws or the 3 Gerbers or whatnot.
Yeah.
My wife got me the Kershaw set last year that was the spring assisted. Only one of them, the spring assist, still works in it. But I tell you what, they're not a bad knife for what she paid for them. This one here, it's still razor sharp, and even though the spring assist broke in it, it still makes a hell of a flipper.
Awesome. There's a name I don't recognize. Pretty Pimpin'. Well, welcome to the show.
Okay. Well, Hillbilly, since you've been such a great host and everything on everything, I am going
That might be arguable, Pat.
Well, you've been a pretty good host. Anyway, I'm gonna put something up for a giveaway after you get
Awesome.
done.
All
I'm
right.
giving away a. Let me get this right. A Bushnell banner 4x40.
Wow.
Ooh.
Dang, man.
Very nice, Pat. That's awesome.
That
Very
is
ge-
sweet.
Very
That is
generous.
nice.
That'd work great on my
And
30-30.
it's
Heck yeah.
I've still got it in the bag and everything. I still have the box and everything for it. Uh, you've done. Everybody in this chat has done a lot for the community and everything. It's time that I step up. I don't. I had it on a 30-06 years ago, and I barely used it. And I probably only put probably about 20 shots on this scope. Here's the
Dang.
original box. And I'm going to go ahead and give this on a giveaway. So whoever, once we get done with Hillbillies, we'll do whatever he wants to put in on that. I'm going to give this away tonight, and Hillbilly can forward me the information,
All
and
right.
I will send this to you. I'm sending the shipping and everything to you. So it'll be all wrapped up. So if anybody's got a rifle that they would like to have this 4x40 on, if they can honestly use it, I mean, if they can honestly use it on something.
I got a 224 Valkyrie that would make a
Well,
nice home for.
well, there you go. There you go. So I'm giving this away
Well,
tonight.
man,
So,
Pat, something sweet like that. Like if all I had was a long barrel revolver, I'd be duct taping that dude on my revolver.
well, it's just one of those things that it's been sitting for so long, and I've got so many different optics and stuff in boxes and stuff. It's just like, man, it's a good scope. It's fixed powered, but it's just I might as well. I'm giving back to the community tonight. So it just you've inspired me the last couple weeks, and I'm gonna step up and do my part too.
Oh
Very
man,
generous.
that is so nice of you, buddy. I mean, my goodness. Oh wow. That is awesome. You could have one thing you could have gave away on somebody else's show so I could try to enter to win.
No, no, hillbilly, just enter yourself in.
I'm just messing with you, buddy. Before we do this giveaway, Chessboard sent me a picture here. He says this is from 1973. So check this out, man. This is really cool. I'm just so glad the internet's working. I can actually
We're doing this in the wrong order. The Gorn's supposed to come after the giveaway.
Oh, look at that, man.
I used to do that back in the
All feeding. Look at the spots on that thing. Look at that. My goodness.
Yeah. Used to see them all the time in our yard.
Wow.
Again, when we were living down near my mother-in-law, because deer were all over the place. There was an old apple orchard that was like one plot over from the land that my wife's family owns.
Yeah.
And the deer just would eat the apples out of that old abandoned apple orchard. And you'd see them all over the place all the time down in that area.
Wow. That is so cool, man.
I'm gonna recheck this.
I tell you what, them eating the apples gave the meat a different flavor too. I mean, you can tell it was deer, but it had a sweeter flavor to it, if that makes sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not the right scope.
Oh, look here. DJ. Welcome, DJ. So I told to hustle up over here because Pat's going crazy. Nebraska gun guys got to stick together. So Pat, I'm right here with you.
All right. Well, I got to check myself because I think the wrong scope got put in the wrong box. Let me double check on some stuff. I'll be right back.
Yeah, Pat's like, oh, doggone it, that's an $800 scope. Never mind. I'm going to go
Yeah, let me go get my Zeiss scope instead, you know.
Yeah. How about a rangefinder instead, guys?
Yeah, where's that thermal scope, you know?
Darn it, he had to catch on to that.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, we'll wait for Pat to get back here, and
yeah, I was really liking the shotgun discussion and the bird hunting and stuff like that. I mean, I'm a deer hunter, but I've been a bird hunter way longer than deer.
Oh yeah.
So when you guys were talking about pheasant and grouse and waterfowl and stuff like that, it was tickling my fancy, if you know what I mean. I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's something that we really don't get to talk about much. Either hunting. We talk about guns a lot and different stuff, but a lot of times we'll cover on different chats in our community. We'll cover a little bit about deer hunting and stuff, but bird hunting is something that we don't get to talk about a whole lot. So since you weren't on here earlier while we're waiting for Pat to get back, I think he's trying to find that dollar or Walmart scope real quick. Anyway, you got a story, Moo. Tell us about like growing up, your shotguns and bird hunting and all that. So since you weren't on here earlier.
Oh yeah. I grew up, in I'm still in Michigan. Back when I was a kid in the 100 years ago, we used to have a lot of pheasants, and we used to pheasant hunt quite a bit and a little bit of grouse. And my mom had a lever action 410 that I used. And a lever action. Actually, my dad just gave it to me not too long, about a year ago. Because I love that gun. Yeah, it's really cool, man. And but we had some 12 gauges and stuff like that, and we used to kind of road hunt. We would road hunt for pheasants. We'd drive down the gravel roads and look at cornfields and soybean fields and stuff like that, and then just jump out and walk the field and grab a couple pheasants. But I'm more of a waterfowl hunter, duck and goose, and man, I did a lot of duck hunting where you wake up at like 3 a.m. and put your 14-foot aluminum boat in the creek and paddle out to the middle of the marsh and set up your decoys and wait for daylight. And daylight was around 7 a.m. And we did that for years and years, and very successful. We had good duck dogs and stuff like that. And then we got old, and we started goose hunting, where you
sitting on the park bench shooting them off the playground.
It's kind of like turkey hunting. You're driving the subdivision, they won't get out of your way for the truck. You can't find one in the woods to save your life. But goose hunting, you get a few guys and put all your decoys and your blinds in the back of a truck, and you drive out in the middle of a dry cornfield, drop off everybody. One schmuck, loses, the coin toss, and he's got to drive the truck back a half a mile, go park it out by the road and come back to the spread. But by that time, all the decoys are out and everybody's in their blinds. And, that's gentleman's hunting. I mean, it was like like 7:30 in the morning. You would drive out there, and
Oh, yeah?
we were limited out and driving back to the diner by about 9:30. You know, it was totally different than duck hunting. Duck hunting was a lot of work.
Yeah.
And goose hunting was like, you know, it was. I mean, last year we shot 100 geese, and it's a riot, man. Just hanging out with the fellas, and you know, and up here the daily bag limit's 5 geese, and everybody would limit out, and of course I would shoot more than my limit, but you know, you got more guys because they can't shoot worth a crap. I'm shooting my Stoger, my Stoger M3500, you know, 3.5 inch double BB, and we have to use. I mean, I think everywhere has to use steel shot now for waterfowl. I don't think you use lead anymore. Anyway.
Yep.
They don't want any lead in the water.
Yeah, when I first started, I mean, we shot lead, and there was a little learning curve because the steel shot's faster and it has less knockdown power than the lead, and so you had to bring them in a lot closer.
Yeah, I think Michigan came up with that law first.
Yep, probably.
Yep.
Makes sense. You know, Michigan and laws, you know, they're like, you know, one of the same.
Well, I was talking about the lead water, and
Yeah.
That's nothing to laugh about, but I was just
and you know, then they came up with the exotic shot, you know, with the tungsten and the bismuth and everything, and it's supposed to be as good as lead, but nah. Now I'm used to shooting steel, so I, you know, got it dialed in. But that Stoger 3500, you know, it's got the Benelli action in it, you know, for like what, half the price or a third of the price. For that. And that gun, man, I tell you what, it fits me perfect, and I rarely miss a bird with that thing.
Which one's that?
Nice.
The Stoger M3500. It's the 3.5 inch. Yep, 3.5 inch chamber on that thing. It's all camoed out.
What size barrel? What length?
28.
28. I'll be darned.
Yep, I use my 870, which I still have, also with the 28 inch barrel. And these guys with the automatics were like kicking my butt, and I'm just getting ready to, like, I rack the next shell in. I'm just getting ready to pull the trigger, and the bird falls out of the sky. I'm like, son of a gun, you know. And so I had to move up to an automatic, semi-automatic, 10 years ago. So,
well, I'm gonna check out that shotgun then. Yeah, if you like it,
it's nice. It's a really nice shotgun. It's never failed me. I actually jumped up to a 3.5 inch, the Remington 1187 Super Magnum, which also has a 3.5 inch chamber, and I used that for one season, and I sold it.
No kidding.
Yeah, I just had so many feeding errors or malfunctions, and when you tear it apart, there's like a fork between the recoil and the bolt and stuff like that, and that thing comes dislodged and it jams up your gun. You got to totally disassemble your gun.
Oh my goodness!
Oh yeah, I about threw that thing in the marsh one day. I was so mad.
I don't blame you.
That's a little more expensive than throwing your 1-iron in the woods. So.
Have you been watching my golf game or something?
No, I've played golf for many years, and you walk out in the woods, go pee. There's just 1-irons everywhere.
Oh yeah. I used to scuba dive for golf balls in the ponds at the golf course and make some money. Find some. I used to find some golf clubs out there. That was funny.
We used to steal my grandfather's golf balls. We'd go over to my grandparents for Sunday dinner, and we'd walk out of there with a pocket full of golf balls.
Yep. Yeah, Rick Hurst said he had a Stoger M3000.
Yeah, the 3000s are out there, and they're really nice too. But
Man, I'm gonna have to check into that because I love shotguns and shooting trap and stuff. That's just something I just absolutely love. Man, look who walked in the back door. DJ, what's going on, buddy?
They definitely got to be locking that thing if you're trying to keep me out. Come on. But you know what? One thing I like to hear is laugh. I love to see that smile. But Bubba's gone, so the food is better and there's more of it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, there's all the possum is gone.
Yeah. Well, here in the Ozarks, we never lock our doors. So, the back door, the screen porch door is always open, So.
Well, I'm glad to be here. And thanks for doing the takeover. That's a great, it's very gracious of you to do that and provide us somewhere to be on a late Friday night.
Yeah. I'm like, Georgia Shooting Connections just starting the weekend. And then, after that, we got the Gizzard show. And then I'm like, doggone it. Gizzard, they're in Wichita. They're not going to be having a show tonight. And so we'll just jump on and see if we can have some fun too. So,
I think you satisfied that urge right there. I mean, we've been having some fun.
You betcha. That's what it's all about. Having fun.
And remembering all, talking about the hunting stories and stuff like that. And
yeah. So DJ, been
yes, sir.
Nebraska, how do you say it? Nebraskian? I mean, I'm a Missourian, so I assume you guys are Nebraskians or whatever. So a lot of people, just like me was talking and stuff, bird hunting, something that a lot of people got to do, growing up, in that area, because great bird hunting. Did you get to do much bird hunting?
Yeah, but more of it was across the river in Iowa, because I actually grew up on both sides of the river. Had father over here, mom over there, and so I got the kind of the best of both sides of the Missouri world. And over there, we did pheasant and quail, and that was pretty much it. And all of that for me, all my bird stuff was back in high school, junior high and high school.
Cool,
mm-hmm.
Man.
I'm giving you the bird right now, DJ.
I didn't know that. Well, those are in season year round, aren't they, Moo?
Yeah, there's like a three bag limit on that one.
It's fitting since we are filling in for Gary. He's always telling us to give him the bird. Just so you know, it was DJ he was telling us to give the bird to.
You betcha.
Well, and speaking of birds on the Nebraska side, I can't speak to anything recently over in Iowa, but in my neighborhood in particular, and I'm not sure exactly why, we have a bunch of peacocks. Anybody else have to deal with a peacock problem?
Yeah, back when my neighbors down the road, about 2 miles, the peacock thing went clear out from underneath of it, and they just released them all. The market just went sour, and they just released them out on the river bottom. And all you would hear on the river bottom was, yeah, yeah. And I was like, oh, they gotta die, because I'm not gonna listen to this every morning. And I shot 2 of them. And since there was no limit or anything restricting me from shooting them, I got one with the 22 mag, and I got one with the 22 250.
Now, see, I don't know at that point, Pat, if you're bragging or complaining, because I have to take a page out of the Omaha statutes. I cannot even use a slingshot in city limits. No BB guns, no nothing. Okay, now in my basement, that's a different thing. But the peacocks don't live in my basement. They're all over my neighborhood. Now, while they might be beautiful birds, like Pat was just saying, they sound like a shrieking woman. And if you got a wife, you're used to hearing it. But I'm a single kind of guy. So in the middle of the night, I hear that. I'm joking around at this point. But like, if you have not heard what they sound like when they're shrieking, look it up after the show and listen. It's insane to hear that. I would rather have the roosters that have started to be legal to have within the city limits. Now, you can't keep peacocks as well, but I wish that there was a season. I wish it was open season on those things. Oh, my God.
I got the perfect solution for you, DJ.
Wow.
Get yourself a bunch of breadcrumbs and lure them into your basement. Then you can shoot them at will.
Come around the back. Hansel and Gretel style. I like it, Rich. I like
Exactly.
it.
Nice. Shotgun in the basement. Very nice. Very nice. Anyway, I'll put this up here real quick. It is not the Bushnell banner. I'm sorry, that is on it. I mismarked it. But this is a BSA optics 6x24 with the parallax on it. This is what I used to shoot at the 25-yard range with my 22 when I was doing state competition. And it served me very well. Still very solid. The only thing it was on was my 22. So it's not knocked out. It's got a couple little scratches here and there, but it's still a great rifle scope. Turrets right underneath. It's been a pretty good scope. Can't complain. It does get just a tiny bit fuzzy when you get it clear up to 24. I mean, just it barely budges. But anyway, if anybody can use the scope, I'm putting this up for the raffle tonight. So, and I will ship it. Nobody owes me a dime on it. It's a 6x24x40 scope. So if anybody wants it.
So what we'll do, let's do a few things different here because there might be, I don't know if certain people might not be interested in it, and which I guess they could say draw again. But let's do this this giveaway first for the knife, and then we'll put another hashtag for the scopes and stuff. But first of all, Boomstick sent me a picture here, and he's wanting to know if anybody knows what kind of dog this is that's in his backyard. He seen it the other night, and he can't figure out what it is. So anybody can identify what kind of dog this is, help him out a little bit.
Well, it's big and it's black and it's eating something.
It's bear dog.
Yeah, it's a bear dog.
Bear dog.
Man, pig, bear.
Man, bear, pig.
Man, bear, pig. That's right.
Oh,
Bear,
come on.
big bear, big bear.
It's just a lab. It's just a big black Labrador. It's a Labrador retriever. Look at that. It's trying to retrieve whatever is on the ground.
Yeah. I say that thing's been in somebody's trash can more than likely.
Yeah, maybe just a tiny bit.
At least around here, it seems like they're always wanting to get in a trash can or something and get out, leftovers and stuff like that. And so, like, we don't have no problem, like the black bears around here as far as like attacking anything or anybody, or nothing like that. They seem just pretty much harmless. I'd hate to come across a mama with some cubs, but that's going to be in any species of animal, So, oh my goodness. So let me get caught up here on these. Make sure this first drawing is going to be for this knife. And then, man, Pat's been very generous to, give away these goats, man. This is awesome. I mean, Locke says, does it poop in the woods? I think it does, probably.
Yeah, I would say yeah.
Yogi. That's the name
No,
of it.
Yogi was brown. He was a brown bear.
It might be a cousin. Who knows? But, yeah, trash panda dogs. Yeah, they definitely. We actually had, it's been years ago, a neighbor move in across the holler, and they called back then. You know, everybody had landlines, and so if they knew your name, they could look your number up in the phone book, and they called and said, "You got a gun?" Like, yeah, we got plenty of guns, and like, we got a bear over here, and like, we're stuck in the house, we can't even go out. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, we're new neighbors across the holler or whatever. And so anyway, just so happened like 3 or 4 were standing around, so we jumped in the rig, ran over there, pulled up, and in front of their house, you can see the husband and wife there looking through the curtains, and they're like, what's going on? So looked across the driveway and up on the edge of the hill in the shade because it's hot. There was a little black bear, and he had one of their trash cans, and he is sitting down, leaned up against a tree in the shade, and he's holding the trash can with one hand, and he's reaching in and digging through it with the other, going through stuff, eating it. So anyway, but it's funny, they were just looking out the window shades, and stuff, and so we all got out, and we're laughing and stuff, and we're like, go on, get out of here, and so like it kind of just got up, it wasn't wanting to leave, and finally got up and walked on out in the woods and stuff, and so they finally come out, and they're like, weren't you got scared? Did you have any guns? Like, well, yeah, we got some guns in the rig, but yeah, there's no need. It ain't gonna hurt you or nothing. And anyway, the guy is telling us that they had 2 trash cans out there. And they run a chain through the lids and everything to keep the the coons and stuff out. And they said that bear was up there and looking at it, and it undid all the chains and opened both lids, looked through the trash cans, and it grabbed one and went up there and sat in the shade. So yeah, they're pretty smart animals.
Yeah. Did you ever see the YouTube video where somebody left their sliding glass door unlocked and the bear opened the sliding glass door and walked in the house and sat down on the couch?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, my goodness.
Yep.
I've seen that one. Phone book. What's a phone book?
Yellow pages.
Oh my goodness.
And a phone booth. Or a payphone,
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember in one of our little towns, the payphone was messed up. Like you had to put a quarter in it, but then it would talk long distance or whatever. You never had to pay anything. You go by there in the evening, there'd be 20 people lined up to use that payphone, calling long distance, family members and friends, all for a quarter. So, all right, we have this.
Spin the wheel.
Man, I hope this is right. I figured there'd be more entries, but
well, I'm on the panel now, so I'd give it away anyway because I won last week.
Moo brings down the standards every time he comes on to a podcast.
Hey, I got no standards. It can't get any lower.
Okay.
All right. So this is what it's showing. We have 18 entries. And so we're going to wind this thing up and give it a draw. And this is for the knife. And it's working.
Woo!
Woods. All right. Congratulations.
The Baconator.
Wah, 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 wah.
Nice.
You guys remember Woodsy the Owl?
Last one in the drawing out there in the text chat, and number one winner.
All right. So let's do.
Man, that's going to cost you like $9,000 in shipping to get it out to where he's at.
Give a hoot. Don't pollute.
All right, let me put this in the banner here. Hang on. I want to get this reset here. And we're going to pick a new hashtag. Now, Pat, which scope, what ones you wanting to give away first, buddy?
That's the BSA 6x24x40. That's one that I use for my 25-yard range 22 competition shooting. I got it gifted to me from another guy that was doing 22 range at the same time. And I used that on my lever action Henry on top of that. And it shot really good. So
Awesome.
I don't have any complaints from the scope.
Woods, make sure you email me, buddy, with your name and address. I might have it, but just go ahead and email me. That way I do not forget who won and everything. So anyway, for this scope, it is hashtag HBN39A. So type that in and you will get entered in this awesome giveaway that Pat's done. And does anybody now, Pat, can I enter this?
Yes, you can. Go for it.
Awesome.
It's open to everybody. Like I said, it got slightly used on one other guy's gun. Then I put it on top of my Henry. It shot great.
Hey, Billy, you done screwed up your own hashtag.
I did.
you didn't put the A behind it. A.
You just skewed the percentages, Rich. You just screwed the percentages.
It's not paying attention to detail, Rich. Come on, man.
Hey, I had to bring it up because the host screwed up his own hashtag. Come on, guys.
That is pretty dang
connection.
funny.
It's like it's spelled incorrectly.
I don't care who you are. That's pretty dang funny, buddy. Thanks, Rich. I appreciate that.
You know,
evidently nobody else is going to tell me.
Well, I wasn't telling you to be nice. I was telling you to make fun of you. But
that's the Rich that I know. That's the Rich that I know.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, it's got a couple little scratches. It's got a couple little dents here and there, but it's still focused. It still shoots great. So I took it off when I got done with the competition shooting, and yeah, it's just been sitting in the box ever since. So
awesome, man! That is so nice of you to do that. But yeah,
no,
I got your email, buddy. And so let's get the hashtags rolling, guys. We got 17. And so we'll give just 1 minute longer here. Make sure everybody gets a chance to get theirs in and not be a dipstick like I did and forget to put the A on the end of it. So.
So you saying that just now, Hillbilly, observing about yourself, made me wonder, did any of us say dipstick before Roscoe was saying it to Enos? I mean, seriously, did anybody call each other dipstick back before the Dukes?
I don't know.
I think that's Origin Dukes right there. If it's not, I'm going to claim it.
Yeah, and we always thought, like now older, when somebody says dipstick, I think of like a car checking oil. But as a kid, they had those little 3 packs of Kool-Aid, all different flavors. They come with that
Mhm.
little chalk-looking dipstick,
the
and
dipping
like
sticks, yeah.
you'd look
Yeah,
good
the-
wet, and you'd stick it in the.
The fun stick.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I
wasn't
remember those.
Kool-Aid,
Yeah.
but basically might as well been.
Yeah,
And
Yep.
basically it was Kool-Aid. If you added it to water, it would make like Kool-Aid.
yeah, I'm sure it
Yep.
probably would.
That was really sugary Kool-Aid.
Yeah, it did a better job than Pixie Sticks did, though. Something was off with the Pixie Sticks. You tried to stir those into a glass of water, you got nothing but pure pucker out of that deal.
No, Michael, I'm not drinking no more seltzer. I done did all the seltzer drinking I can handle, man. I mean, like, if for some unknown reason, like my channel hit like 100,000 or 1,000,000 or something like that, I would throw up a seltzer again, but that's going to be it. I mean, that seltzer drinking, that's just, I mean,
That's
I remembered
It's
why
rough.
I started shooting it. It's because I drink some of my wife. She's like, "Oh, try this," and I'm like, "This reminds me of Zima, and like just flavored Zima." And I've never been one to drink Alka-Seltzer. I could not handle Alka-Seltzer. My dad was an Alka-Seltzer, drinker. End of the day or whatever. Man, I could not handle that bubbly fizz stuff, and I still can't today. And so,
Yeah, chessboard. We had to graduate to being a dipstick when
I'm
I was
giving
in
away
this.
an
We
option
started as a
tonight.
dingleberry. We went from being a dingleberry to a dipstick. Yeah, well, that was the one drill
I'm
sergeant
paying
we
it
had.
forward.
Everybody was.
yeah.
Nope.
No doubt about that. I've heard about the wrestling, the dipstick,
It's
chicken
my
oil,
6x24 by 40.
I don't mute Pat there. But anyway, Jolly Ranchers in Zima. I mean,
Cherry
maybe
Kool-Aid
that
in
would
Zima.
help. I don't know, but
There was a pizza shop downtown Pittsburgh. They would put cherry Kool-Aid in the Zima. That actually was pretty good. It tastes like cherry soda.
Something really tastes bad when you got put stuff in it.
Well, you mix the cherry Kool-Aid with the Zima, and it tastes like cherry soda at that point.
Alrighty, so I think everybody is entered. That we actually had 2 more entries, so I'm glad we waited just a few minutes longer. And anyway, let's have this drawing right here. This is for the scope that Pat just showed, and we'll wind this thing up and give her a spin. Who's it gonna be? What?
Oh,
Get out of town.
What the hell?
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
My goodness, Woods.
But if he hears any thunder, he better not step outside because that lightning might strike.
Right?
And go buy a lottery ticket tonight.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
he
my
can't buy a
goodness.
lottery ticket now. He used up all his luck.
Well, good luck comes in threes. Just like
then go buy
bad
me
luck
3.
comes in threes. So
So,
Dang it, Woods.
buddy.
Congratulations.
all right. Awesome.
Woods,
Well,
Woods, say something
Woods
so
is-
we know you're out there, buddy.
Oh,
Yep.
He's out there.
come on, Woods.
There he is. Okay.
There he
I
is.
just want to make sure he's out there. 'Cause if you
Awesome.
done went to sleep, you missed out. All righty.
Man, we should come up with another giveaway to see if he wins 3 times.
Well,
Oh, do you want me to do that too?
Nah, I got this one, Pat. Okay, so a patriotic and musical combo sticker pack will be on your way from Nebraska. What do we want to do? HBN 39C on this one, Hillbilly?
Woods is saying draw again, by the way.
And he says, "Oh my God, that's not fair." Let's do it anyway, as far as my giveaway goes. But if you got that wheel still open and Woods wants you to spin again, roll that one.
Hey, Woods, I'm more than comfortable with sending this to you. Woods, I'm more than comfortable with sending this to you. You're a brother. I will send this to you if you want it, or if you want to say, I'm leaving it up to you.
Well, if you can use it,
you want to do.
If
you can use it, brother.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, you're not getting any.
It's no skin off my ass. This is straight to you.
We'll give Woods a minute to respond. So,
Okay.
Woods,
Woods says draw again.
let's make sure. You know,
All right.
He hasn't said anything because he said draw again the first time.
Okay. All right. But
it's
you
fair,
know, Woods,
it's fair.
I'll send it to you, brother.
He says, I mean, I'll take it.
Way to be.
All right.
You better take
Good
it.
deal.
Woods.
Good deal. This is yours, Woods. Coming to you.
all right. So, Woods, take that. All righty. So,
See, it's all random. It's fine. He wasn't cheating or anything.
no,
That we know of.
not. Yeah, there's no.
That we know of. That we know of.
Well, it is Woods.
He secretly works for StreamYard and has the code to rig the thing.
Well, you know, with his $1,800 a year salary for working for StreamYard, then he deserves it.
Right.
Oh my goodness. So let me get this put in here, and we're gonna have one more
sticker pack.
giveaway.
Nice. And it sort of makes sense because Gary's always giving away a sticker. I guess I'll throw in a patch too. So yeah, sticker patch pack. But as far as the chicken dinner, you guys are going to have to go win that on your own. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right?
You know, I have never won the chicken dinner on Gary's show. Every time I win,
I haven't either.
One. I always win the Aegis ones.
You know, it's right down the street from me, and I keep winning the Aegis gun kit.
Well, if I
want
it.
So for this one, we're going to do hashtag HBN39B. So
I once won one of Gary's chicken dinners secondhand, and that doesn't mean that I had somebody else hand me their carryout. G-Webs won it once, and then I won it in a G-Webs prize pack. So it made its way down to one corner of the country and then all the way back to the Midwest.
Awesome.
So you never used it?
No, I did for sure.
Oh, did you get the waffle fries?
Yes, I did, and it was my first trip there, my second trip there, but my first time having more than what somebody else bought for me because we were going through a drive-through late, and I didn't really pay that much attention that night.
I understand completely.
Yeah, if I ever win the Chick-fil-A thing, my wife's going to get it because she has a Chick-fil-A right there by the hospital she works at, so she can get lunch with it.
And for another touch of irony, the last person to win a sticker pack from me was Gary. So it just kind of feels all tied together nicely.
I got one from you.
Rock.
I know DJ sent me stuff, but I don't know if I've ever actually won something from it. But I know you've sent me stuff before.
And in the package that you sent me, there was one thing in there that I don't have to use. And it was a condom. It was still a wrapper.
Yeah, I forgot about that move. I forgot about that.
Wow.
Rock.
Well, it just got really deep in here.
When you're married for 31 years and you got a
anyhow. Oh, good night, y'all. I'm out.
Woods is out there calling for a three-peat. All right, Woods.
Dude, if he wins, I'm gonna go dig something out of my closet to go again.
And if Woods does win, if Woods three-peats, I'm going to send him one of his own Woodsy the Bear patches. So
I'll send him the condom that you gave me.
Oh.
Wait.
Oh my goodness.
No, I'm sure it wasn't open.
Yikes.
Chessboard says he bought a $1,000 stereo in New York City back in the 60s at a red light for $50. When he got home, it was a sweet 40 pounds of rocks.
Bag of rocks.
Oh.
Yeah, that's as bad as when people buy electronics at Walmart and they get it home and it's a brick or something because somebody went and bought something at Walmart and then took whatever they bought out of the box and took it back with a brick in it.
Been there, done that.
My son's job is to check the packages to make sure what was returned was actually what was supposed to be in the box.
What's in the box?
Yeah. What's in the box? What's in the box? You know which reference I'm talking about.
Well, I used that reference. I used the reference in one of my videos for Craft Holsters back. Like, what's in the box? What's in the box? I was like, well, it's not a head.
Thank God.
Wood says like he
we be talking on a different channel than this one.
Yeah, Wood says he kind of needs to win now, to get the 3-peat,
He wants that hat trick.
Yeah, I'm like literally pulling for Woods now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I've got another.
Now I think about it, with the chat we were having earlier, he wants the turkey.
Yep. That's a good one, Rich.
All right, guys, get your hashtags in. We're gonna draw real quick.
I think I put mine in.
Okay, Woods. Okay, so you're wanting the. Oh, so you're wanting your info sent to Garage Guy. Okay. Because I was kind of lost there a while ago when you said that. I wasn't for sure what I was
like. He does realize Pat is the one that was given the giveaway, right?
Yeah, I had no idea what.
I was like, I got confused there, Woods.
I mean, I even went and looked, and I'm like, what? I'm thinking, why?
I like Woods is drunk. He's like drunk, and he's just like, yeah, man, I'll win everything tonight.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. If he pulls off the hat trick, he's the luckiest SOB in the world.
Oh, yeah, hat trick. Hashtag hat trick.
Yeah. And Pat, if he wins, if he three-peats on this one, I'm driving straight out to Washington State. We're going to find a casino. We're going to shoot crap.
Yep. DJ, I'm with you.
He smokes a lot of weed.
So. Wait, define a lot.
Not through a big pen.
Oh boy. Well, but yeah, Woods, I will get your information to Pat, and probably be sending it to DJ too here in a few minutes. So we'll find out.
Define addicted.
Still want me to forward that to Garage Guy? It's like, I want everybody to have my information because I'm just on a roll. I'm going to win anything anybody throws out there right now.
Send it to everybody at this point.
Anyway, Kyle says hard 6 coming.
Ooh, all right. Hard 6. Hard 6.
Right.
Ooh.
Well,
there we go.
Let's line this thing up and give her a spin here. I guess I ought to bring it up on screen first. Oh my goodness. My dog's even cheering for you, Woods.
Ruff, ruff. Come on, Woods.
All right, here we go.
Come on, Woods. Did he enter?
Woods. Woods.
I assume
Woods,
he did.
Woods.
Yes, he
Yep,
did. I saw his
seen
name
him.
go by.
His name.
Did you see it go by?
Oh,
Hey now.
Rig. Oh,
Hashtag red.
I'm going to spin again here. You'll find my mouse here.
Come on, Woods.
Where are you, Woods? Are you in there?
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
all right.
Well, all right.
Well, sorry,
All
Woods.
right.
Oh, that's just great.
All right.
I'll never see those.
Won that. Yeah, Woods, if you want to stick around later, we'll just keep spinning this thing till you win again, I guess, maybe later for nothing. But well, sorry on the three-peat there, Woods. But buddy, you got a couple good giveaways, and oh man, looky here. DJ's got a sticker pack heading towards Misty Wayne. And so Misty, is Ron still on here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, now
Oh,
you know she
can you
gets
hear
the
me?
mail ahead of you, and she does the mail call video before you get home, right? And then she gets to pick
That's the
out
way
what
it-
she wants. And
That's
then
the way it works.
after
Look,
she does
look,
that, then you do a mail call and what's left over, and you have no idea.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see anything from the last mail call. She's hiding it from me. See, she's like that. So
hey, Hillbilly.
Yeah,
It's,
buddy.
It's about 1:30 here
stick a pack.
in my time zone. I got an early morning.
I walked away from my
so
phone. I didn't know what I
I'm going
was
to jump on off here. I enjoyed it.
All
It's
right,
good talk.
buddy. Thanks a lot for being on tonight. I appreciate you. And I'll just go ahead and send you Wood's information in case you need it one of these days. So.
Good night, everybody.
All right,
Take
buddy.
care, garage guy.
Yeah, man.
Go easy, garage guy.
Right on.
Wood says
Okay.
he is 1,000% okay with losing to Misty, by the way.
Maybe
okay,
we'll get
I've got her
a
here, guys.
trip next week.
Kyle says keep spinning until he wins something.
I've got the winner here right now.
Rock. Hey there. You won some stickers and a patch and whatever else I might throw in a package, but Moo has got well, Ron will have to tell you about Moo later on. Nope. But no, congrats. That's cool.
Nice.
Awesome.
See, we can have fun on a Friday night.
Whatever you
Thank
do,
DJ.
Of course.
whatever you do, if you have a Christmas Eve show, do not let a drunk Moo on the panel.
It's white. You are correct.
Yeah, we might just have a drunk mood Christmas show. I mean, that you
Oh, I've already done it. I've been there, done that.
I don't even think I was there.
Yeah, you were there.
Is it still online?
Yes, it is.
Oh no! Oh no! That now
Yeah.
wait. Now wait. That was a fun show.
Yes, it was. I think that's the one where Chipmunk's song won for Best Christmas Carol.
Oh, we had brackets. We had all kinds of stuff going on. I was in my man cave all by myself with no authority, and that's a bad.
Elbows deep in the eggnog.
Oh, way like head first, elbows deep.
He was bathing in it.
I think I started like the day before. I don't know. I can't hold myself accountable.
Just filled up the bathtub with eggnog and jumped in.
We were talking about some kind of sushi or something for a while.
He
Hey,
was.
Pat, what you got there, buddy?
Okay, well, if we can give away one more giveaway, this is some awesome antique ammo that I got from when the. I'll give you the little backstory here. Sorry, it's going to take a little bit of time.
That's fine.
Uh,
I'll be working on another banner then.
On stripper clips, this was when the Germans overran a ammo plant, and they had to strip down all the tooling, take it back. This is some sniper ammo out of a 330 round lead tin box
Dang.
that I shoot through my Mosin every once in a while. This is a 1 year only that they went across the river, reset up the tooling, made this ammo, and then they finally regained the ground, came back across. It is all been marked, but I will send out 2 stripper clips. If anybody has any Mosins or if anybody likes antique ammunition,
Sheet,
I will
man.
put that up for a hashtag.
That is awesome. Dang, man. Pat,
But if you look at if you look at the head stamp, you can look it up. It was a 1 year only production across the river. Then it came back. So it's good stuff. So if anybody has any Mosins or anything like that they want to shoot that out of, or if they just like antique ammo or anything like that, on stripper clips, straight out of the box. Yeah, it's pretty neat stuff. It's a piece of history. So I will send that out too.
awesome, man. That is great.
So it's just a little piece of history.
Wood says he'll just win that way. Saves you a little bit on shipping.
Sounds about right. Woods, if you get this, I'm just throwing it in with the scope.
Oh my goodness. So I put HBN 39C out there for everybody. So put in that hashtag, and then Woods, you put HBN 39D.
Oh no.
I love to see a 3P tonight. That's hilarious, man.
I honestly I would too. I mean, that'd just be the hat trick.
Well, who was it the one night when Gary was doing his? It kept coming up. The person won, told Gary to redraw. He hit redraw, it came up the same person. He hit redraw again, it came up the same person.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember who that was, but I do remember that one. Yeah.
Dang.
But if I can remember the whole history correctly, when they were getting overrun, they literally stripped down the whole tooling and everything, got it across the river on the boats and everything before they were invaded. When they stopped them I'm sorry, I can't remember the river or anything. It was the same movie that the Enemy at the Gates was, if I remember right. Yeah, the wife just told me. Yeah, it was that one where they had that great big shootout right there at the river, and they set up only tooling for 1 year. So you can check the head stamps and everything. It's really good ammo. I mean, if you can find a good barreled Mosin, shoot that through. Oh man, that stuff is excellent.
Awesome. That is great.
Well, and actually, before you get going, I'll show you the tin that it came in.
Okay, cool. Kyle
This
Lusty
was
out there licking his lips, thinking, "Dang, I need this."
the original lead tin box, and the only reason I opened it up is because it had a crack here in this corner, and I thought the ammo had been exposed.
Oh yeah.
So during shipping, so I opened it up. It was perfect. So I restocked it, resealed it, and vacuum sealed all of it. But yeah, this is the original lead line tin that it came in during World War II.
That's something. Dang.
So yeah, I got lucky when I got it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna share it with all y'all tonight.
Well, thank you, Pat. Man, that is awesome. Yeah, the thing had a crack on it. Delivery guy during shipping, that thing, whoever delivery guy dropped that thing on his toe, I mean, I just guarantee it probably broke it. Maybe it cracked it like that. Dog, man.
Yeah, so it's all been vacuum sealed and put back into. Yes, thank you, chessboard. Yes, Volga River.
And Pat, did that style of spam can also come with 440 rounds?
No, this was packed in stripper clips in the 5 round clips in cardboard with the ties around them, so they only came in 330 rounds
Got it.
because they were individually marked. And yeah, so it's the good stuff. I mean, it's not your average like 147 grain steel penetrator or anything like that. It's the good stuff.
Well, it's definitely a part of history right there. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. So
that,
even if you want it for a piece of history, just
yeah.
on a stripper clip in the box. It's they're awesome. It was awesome to open it up the rest of the way and take all that stuff out, and it's just like World War II history
Well,
laying in your hand. It was
MCK
awesome.
said that'd go great with this Romanian M44.
Yep, it would. It would.
Kyle says I'll shoot that with my 308.
It's a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I
It
don't
might
think
have a
that'll
hard
work.
time forcing its way down the barrel. So, but
Man.
anyway. So, yeah,
Hashtag feed my Mosin, Kyle says. So, all right. Well, I think we have all the entries by now. You got just a second if you ain't entered. Hang on a second. I will pull this up and we're going to spin this baby. Kyle says, hurry up and spin for anybody else joins.
send it, MCK says.
Or yeah, MCK. All right. Let's go. Here we go. Tim.
Yes.
Congratulations, buddy.
What?
Awesome.
Tim S. Nice. He's a good dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he is.
Kyle's like, no, I'm not putting that in 308.
Nice.
All right. Where you at, Tim? Oh, there he is. Tim says, sweet. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's just a little piece of World War II history. I mean,
right.
how many guys get their hands on stuff like that? I mean, especially like whether it's M1 Garands or Mosins or the ammo from that time frame.
Oh, yeah.
It's a nice piece just to have in your hand. And just like, this is what they were shooting or firing back then. So
yeah, that is so cool.
Yeah, the local
Oh.
gun shop / pawn shop. The one time we walked in there, they had a P-38 with all the Nazi markings intact.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Did you buy it?
No, I didn't have
Wow.
$700. They wanted $700 for it. If I had had the money, I would have.
You should have called me.
Oh.
Well, don't call me this week. Because both my kids just totaled both of their cars.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah, they're fine, but the cars are not.
Oh man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rich, wait till a little closer to Christmas when he's got the eggnog going on. Then call him. He'll run you whatever.
But they even had paperwork and everything. It was a war bring back some GI had brought back from over there.
My goodness. So
Yeah,
Tim
it's
says,
like Christmas Eve
who did I
chat.
send my info to? Tim, you can send that to me, and I'll forward that stuff. I'll forward everything to DJ and Pat, and I'll even forward it to Garage Guy. Why not?
Put it out to everybody, you know.
Garage Guy wake up in the morning like, man, well, I didn't remember giving anything away.
I gave away what?
Been trying to reach
They
you,
were
but
like, what, huh?
Yeah, 2 months later, hey, where's my prize?
where's my extended car warranty?
Oh, God. You just had to bring that up.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
love you, but damn.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, this is getting really late here. I mean, for everybody, except for maybe if you're on the East Coast. So let's go ahead and go around the room and let everybody plug their channel or anything they got coming up. So we'll start down there with you, Ron, and we'll just work our way around.
All right. Ron Wayne, I've got a gun channel here on YouTube. Every Sunday we do the Sunday range days. Have fun. Hopefully we'll get Miss Wayne wet with the water jug if it blows up right. And I upload every single day. So thanks for having me on. Nice hanging out with you guys, especially ones I've not hung out with before. Very generous giveaway, Pat. My hat's off to you, brother. And I'll send it on.
All right. Thank you so much, Ron and Misty, for being on. Appreciate you guys. Always. You guys are, just great people and great for the 2A community. And that, range day, Sunday range day, I call it Sunday Fun Day, man. It's always fun to watch that. So you guys, if you've not been over to Ron Wayne's channel, get over there, check it out, subscribe. You're not going to be upset at all. There's some great stuff there. So appreciate you for being on. And so Moo, what else you got? You got anything coming up or anything you want to plug or?
No. I don't do anything on YouTube except for come in and make fun of myself. But I don't have the link right now, but MC, he's a good guy. You got to check him out.
Mm-hmm.
If I can find his link, I'll drop it in the chat. But he's a good dude. He doesn't live too far from me, and he does a lot of shooting videos and just different things. He's putting in a big old shooting range right now on his property. He's an HVAC guy. He does a lot of stuff. It's interesting to me. But check out MC if you see his stuff out there.
MC Conservative, right?
Yep, that's right. Yep.
Yeah. All righty.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
If anybody has a link and throw it out there.
I just dropped it.
Oh, thanks, man.
Oh,
No
you
problem.
dropped MCK.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
That's
not sure who
okay.
we're talking about.
Another great channel you need to go watch. But yeah, MC Conservative.
The Michigan Conservative.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got that one too. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Ron. Appreciate that. And man, Mood, thanks a lot, buddy. Always appreciate you being on.
Oh, a lot of good times, man. Thanks.
Yeah, we're gonna have to like get together some other time on another chat and like talk about some more shotguns and bird hunting. I really enjoyed that. So appreciate you jumping on. And so DJ, what you got coming up, buddy? I know you don't do a whole lot of videos, but you're always so good for the 2A community and helping out.
Did you just freeze up in the middle of a compliment, Hillbilly? I'm going to take it from there, but thanks, man. Thanks for that as you come back around. Yeah, as a matter of fact, in the Central Time Zone, we've now passed midnight. Mountain Time, you're about to hit it too. So here's the deal. It's Saturday in most of the country, and on Saturday evenings on the A Great Start Shooting School channel, there's a discussion about mental health awareness and violence prevention. Please stop by and visit Brooke. She's going to be at an event this weekend, so she's going to be remote hosting. So you never know what's going to happen on a night when that happens. She's up there doing some good work, and we'll probably talk about that. Also on Saturday evenings on the DM Foss channel, there's he alternates programs between something called the Mouse Party and the Overnight. I'm not sure which one it is. One is usually a little bit more serious than the other, but it's always a good time. Please lend some kind attention to that channel as well. He's doing some new content. Other than that, thanks for having me around. Thanks for doing the sub in for Gary. And everybody be safe, have fun, carry your guns, and rock. I'm out.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks a lot. I really appreciate you, DJ. You're always a lot of fun. You bring a lot of life to every chat and everything. Just appreciate all that you do. Like you do it for other people, and because, like you said, you really don't have no content. Which hopefully one of these days that'll change. We'd love to see some content from you. But anyway, we appreciate you. And go ahead and go over and check out DJ and give him a sub anyhow. He's just that great of a guy. So we appreciate you, buddy. So Rich, Unloaded Media. What you got coming up, bud?
Yeah, let's see. We do 2 shows a week, one on the wrestling channel called The Wrestling Show. I mean, real creative, I know, but it's a pro wrestling theme. We also talk about other stuff like sports and stuff on there. And then Sunday nights on the Unloaded Media channel, we do This Week Unloaded. And tomorrow night on the wrestling channel, we are going to be doing a watch party for Ohio State versus Notre Dame.
Oh, wow.
Because Jason Stewart is an Ohio State fan. I'm a Notre Dame fan. We did this last year when they played. We're going to do it again this year. So
awesome. Sounds like a lot of fun. Oh, man, that's awesome. And guys, go over and check out Unload Media. Check out Rich's channels and give him subscribe. Great content on there. I appreciate you so much, buddy, for coming on tonight. It's been a blast, and I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you very much, buddy.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for the invite.
You betcha. Pat, man, I want to say thank you so much for your generosity tonight, and also DJs. With these giveaways, everybody likes giveaways, and I don't blame them, man. They're a lot of fun. Anyway, you gave away some really nice stuff tonight. I appreciate you doing that. And tell us what you got coming up. I seen you had a 3-wheeler running there the other day. And, what I like about your channel is Pat the Bunker, but sometimes it's Pat on a 4-wheeler or 3-wheeler. Sometimes it's Pat in a truck or a tractor, Pat in a tree. We never know what to expect from you. So great content, buddy.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm an outdoors guy. I mean, if it has something to do with outdoors, 3-wheelers, 4-wheelers, all-terrain vehicles, side-by-sides, uh, shooting, hunting. Um, hopefully, I can get some more hunting stuff on video this year. Just depending on how harvest and everything works out. It's just it's a timeline deal. I mean, everybody understands time and everything. So, but yeah, no, this community has been so great. I mean, uh, honestly, I think between Rich and Two Live Moo, uh, they probably have known me the longest on everything. I can't get on everybody's channel and do everything, especially depending on the time of year. It's just time constraints with what I've got going on. But I love being on everybody's show. I really do because, man, I have a blast when I come on this stuff. So when I can give back, I want to give back. So, but I'm an outdoors guy. So it doesn't matter whether I'm hunting, fishing, or whatever. You guys have seen my channels and everything. So no, I'm just glad to be on and glad to be a part of this community. So thanks, Hillbilly, for having me on tonight. I appreciate it. And the giveaways I gave tonight, it's not a big deal. I'm just giving back to the community.
You're muted, Hillbilly.
You're muted, Hillbilly.
You're
muted.
You're muted.
Nice grill. Doggone it.
He's a muted operator. He's a muted operator.
Well, at least for live, when I get this unmuted and live thing all worked out, we might have a good show, maybe. Oh my goodness! But anyway, I appreciate you so much, Pat. And Tim S says, "Yeah, don't forget about Pat in the field, Pat pulling a calf, Pat bungee jumping. The man just does it all." And so we really appreciate you so much, Pat, for coming on. Guys, get over and check out Pat's channel. Thank you, Ron, for throwing those links out for everybody.
No trouble.
Thanks for the giveaways. Those were awesome giveaways. Guys, I just want to thank you so much for jumping on tonight. This was all kind of short notice, definitely. And, we just got together and we just had fun. And that's what it's all about. I say a lot of times, make somebody's day better. And so when you get a group of people together, just having fun, talking about whatever, it don't matter. You can take somebody's mind from maybe worry to joy, having fun, laughing. That makes a difference in their world, in their life, because you don't know what that person's going through. I mean, you have no idea. So I appreciate the side chat, everybody that's been on the panel and everything, for making my day better, because I just enjoy this so much. I honestly do, guys. I mean, thank you so, so much. As we start to leave, I want to say, remember, God, family, and country. And make somebody's day better, will you? And if the good Lord's willing, the creeks don't rise. They've been raining a lot here, so creeks are rising a little bit. So if the creeks don't rise too much, we'll be seeing you all again.